If I told you the things I'd seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. Lived 1,000 lives, I piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single role.
Hello, Internet. Welcome. This is Happy Jacks, and it's an actual play of Demigods. A game I made.
Yes.
Me, I'm Jason.
That's so good.
This is a game about the children of gods and gads.
Gads.
God damn it, Robert.
Gads.
It incorporates all the belief systems and religions and pantheons you can think of, because they're all in there. We have a bunch of players.
Hi, I'm Pooja. I am playing Kavita, who is a child of Hathor.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm looking at my notes. I am playing Marc, who's a child of the Archangel Gabriel.
Nice. And I am Aabria, and I'm playing Io, the daughter of AI.
Nice.
Just letters. It's all letters.
IO of AI.
E-I-O.
There's the apocalypse is happening outside right now.
That's
One siren went by, and the dogs have lost their minds. I guess we should roll that into the story somehow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And we're missing our Reaper today. Jay is reaping souls, I assume.
Apparently dog souls, Jim and Christmas.
Jesus Christ.
the hounds of hell have come.
Yeah.
They are knocking at the door.
So good luck out there. If you see Jay coming, just go. Just go.
If you see a dem,
yeah.
if someone kind of looks like they won't fit through the door and then suddenly like they fit through the door, or like in general you get a feeling of like dread, just go the other way. Just go. Or embrace your fate.
Yeah, because I believe Adam is pretty cute. So.
Yeah.
Because he's hot.
Yeah.
He's hot. But you know what? Kavita will cut you.
Hey.
Well, all right. So anyway, we'll get Jay back next week. We are weekly. We had to take a week off because last week was some sort of, I don't know, religious thing. I'm not real familiar with how those work.
Never heard of it.
But
religion, I mean, not Easter.
Never heard of religion.
You know what I know is that Monday all the really good chocolate was on sale.
Oh my god.
So we'll look forward to Jay coming back. For now, we have Aabria to recap our session 00.
What?
You volunteered to
Oh my
do
god,
before the
no!
show.
There was nothing to recap this week.
So it's easy, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how that works.
We made our characters and our town.
Yeah. Do you want me to try to like wing an actual backstory for?
I'd love to see it.
All right.
And we'll all pitch in.
Yeah, as long as everyone helps.
See, he gave you a keyword to start.
Yeah, we're not talking about the cricket pitch. We met as a group. No, we did meet at a fucking cricket. Yeah, we met at a cricket match. There was, I don't remember why. Shoot.
Because what else are you going to do?
Yeah, and we're a bunch of demigods. And we became friends.
And maybe to help a little bit, we're in Bengaluru, India.
Yes.
And so cricket's a bigger deal there than it is, let's say, in the United States.
Yes.
And so your characters, we haven't all established how your characters wound up in
Exactly.
the city.
Well, I think we'd all...
But our neighborhood is Koramangala.
Koramangala.
Koramangala. Wow. You'd think I'd be better at pronouncing things, but I'm not. And then...
Well, I didn't spend like 2 weeks pronouncing that in my house.
We have... we spent last time. Like, we made our neighborhood using the Game Before the Game system, Decima.
Yeah.
Golden Lasso Games. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. And there is a Cafe Rocket, which is like a kind of mix of Indian traditional, or not traditional.
I'm
but
grading
Indian,
all of you, by the way,
and-
based on your
and like
contributions.
expat Western.
You try
Parminder
cutting Pooja
is
off.
the host drag queen. And
Yeah, what was the host's name again?
Parminder.
Yeah, thank you.
We kind of, like, it's not so much that we own the city councilwoman, Anjali Sangya, but like she's really on our side. There, Hanuman really dislikes our neighborhood because reasons.
Yep.
And he's the monkey god.
Yes.
Yes. You know, nope, not getting into
Yep.
it. Never mind. Big Data owes us
Yeah.
for, you know,
Helping out.
for doing stuff.
The
for them.
deity, big data, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
At midnight, all devices restart.
Oh yeah, the
Like
midnight
everyone,
reset.
everyone goes dark for 2 minutes. We call it zero dark.
Yep.
Because terrible things will happen otherwise.
Yeah, it's a weird superstition in our neighborhood that I think we all decided is a little wacky with the magics, and literally has a bunch of ley lines pinned down by Timothy's stupid.
God damn it, Timothy.
Yeah. Timothy's stupid obelisk, the TSO.
Yeah.
Which at
In
one
the middle
point
of the town.
left. At one point left.
Yeah.
It got like transported back.
Hanuman
in-
gave it back.
Yeah, Hanuman was like, oh, I know where this
Yes.
goes.
Yep.
Here.
And then we had to like petition the Egyptian Pantheon. It's like, Bangalore is gonna like, you know, implode
Yeah,
Well,
it just like
into-
eat itself.
into like a new big bang of magical energy. And so they were like, here you go. You owe us.
Yeah. So that won't be a problem. Owing the Pantheon of Death. Like, all of the Egyptian gods have something to do with death. Almost all
Or,
of them.
like,
It's amazing.
There's a lot of
No,
like,
it's
there's
true.
like you're either a god or goddess of birth and life and celebration, and or part of the travel through the afterlife. Usually both.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot
It's
of
just-
mixing and matching.
You know, different pantheons have different themes. It's interesting. You know, just I've done a little bit of reading on this, and the like big focus, like the number of Egyptian gods who are like, I will also have something to do with death. Thanks. Of
Yeah.
like, okay, but there's a bunch of us already. Okay, that's fine. We'll all do it. That's
It's a team effort.
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Like all of the Celtic gods are like, what? I do magic. Cool. I also do magic and I make swords. Well, okay. Well, I do magic and I write poems. Like,
It's like a bunch of kids playing make believe
Uh-huh.
all together. Like, yeah, well, I do all your stuff plus
Yeah.
Skittles.
uh-huh.
Now I want Skittles.
Taste the
Yeah,
rainbow.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah, exactly.
like it.
I do magic and gold falls out of my mouth when I talk.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
Blarney.
but the cool thing is we live in a really nice penthouse next to Timothy's stupid obelisk that was given to us by Big Data because they owed us really big for helping out a mega company called
the
GOL?
Garden of
the
Life.
Garden of Life.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Company.
Yep.
A company
Which has
called
a
Garden of Life.
massive skyscraper.
Yeah.
Like,
And they
in
were-
our neighborhood.
That we
They're-
helped him get.
They're running like a VR MMO, right?
Yeah.
GOL
Sure.
that's like their primary thing, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
we said.
They've made the Oasis.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
basically.
Yes.
Or at least they want it to be that.
Yep.
So, yeah, okay. I think that's a pretty good basis to be on. Also, if you didn't tune into 00 and hear me talk for like 2 hours about the setting of Demigods, one bonus piece of information, which if you know something about your mythology and pantheons and all that, cool. Some made up shit that came out of my brain is that there's also a pantheon of science. So there are gods like the god of chemistry and physics and biology and all those sorts of things. So there's a whole pantheon of that. They're relatively annoyed at their own existence, so that's a thing to be aware of. And then there's also the god Media, which is sort of a monotheistic religion where that just, you know, all of media. And so it's weird to sort of separate that from the science gods because, of course, like computer science and big data and all those are...
I mean, it's not weird. It's just, like, it's fun because, like, media is, you know, the capital G
Right.
god. And then all the little, like the internet and TV and movies and streaming.
Right.
And, like, you've got all these little, like, you know, baby gods.
Yeah, spirits,
or, you know,
angels,
like,
however you want to...
demons.
Yep, sometimes. The dark web.
Fake
Can I
news.
just remind the chat that they are part of my power set?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys are literally like the secret society that lives in my brain a little bit. So do your job. Do your job. Cool. Yeah. Sorry.
Have you thought about what your... So the secret society is a bunch of computer nerds.
Yes.
Who want to bring about the singularity
Yes.
that they don't realize has already happened.
Yes. And I think they're all like chatting to each other in a Slack channel, and that Slack channel is just like a background noise in the back of my head.
Okay.
Would it really be Slack?
No, it wouldn't. It would be like an IRC channel.
It would be Discord.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
It's not Discord.
Like a tour.
Like,
Why do you
it's...
hate Discord?
I don't know. It's a
IRC is
nightmare
dead.
in there.
It is. Which is why I'm 100% sure it's Discord.
Factually correct.
I feel like there's some sort of like mythology pun in Discord that, you know, like Discordant or
The
something.
Discordia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Discordia.
Or like-
oh,
Did
yeah.
you make the joke last time that it was called Tartarus? Because that's
Oh,
the realm of
yes.
It's a prison.
like, chaos and discord.
Yeah.
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 I was about to say,
I
or
like
like,
that.
or we need some kind of Apple reference.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the bite of the apple is
From the Garden of Life.
what led to a lot of problems.
Oh, I was thinking like the Apple Discord
Sure.
grew in that started the Treacherous.
Yeah. All of the things.
Apples are a big thing.
They are.
So, all of that to ask, are there in-person meetings of
No.
your secret society? Never, ever.
Never.
Okay. What about
Or if there are, I'm not involved with them.
What about like virtual, like Garden of Life meetings?
Yes, that is
Okay.
definitely a thing, and it looks really cool.
Okay.
It's like like you can meet as your avatar, but they do that thing where they make it look like a hologram projection in a hall. It's so stupid.
Nerds.
Has it adjusted as you've come to know like how Parminder does the high res projector when they like walk out, or when she walks out and does all that stuff? Like has that style influenced how you hold your meetings?
Oh, I like that.
And are you the leader of these meetings? Like, are you
Oh, that's true.
convening?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm actually the leader of this. I think they don't realize that I'm involved. I think they think I'm like the AI of the room that they're in. So I don't think
okay.
they think I'm a real person.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool.
Well, there are no real people on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
Yep.
Sweet.
Just facts. That's
I
all
want
the
them to be
internet
able to
is,
speak
facts.
freely and not thinking that they're talking to an actual person.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I like that.
yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that's just a couple little things that are good to put in the background knowledge. Also, every belief system around the world is in play, so that's fun. And I think we can pick up in town.
Okay then.
Excuse me.
Bless
Nice.
you. What does? Oh yeah. So this is pretty common in a lot of PbtA games. I like to start with a little kind of like slice of life of what each of you is up to on a average Saturday afternoon, let's say. So let's start with Rob this time.
Who's Rob?
Yeah. What would you like to know?
What are you
Well,
doing on
Mark-
an average Saturday afternoon?
Mark the Herald Angel.
You want me to sing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be ska, so
yeah,
like, let's
exactly.
not.
Horns are amazing, and they are our friend.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a very
Yes.
fair point.
Blow the
But
horn.
I mean, if you don't
I did
have
not
like,
get the deep cut on why picking ska until exactly right now.
like if you don't like continually play clips of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, are you even real?
I mean, boss tones are okay, but like I'm more of a West Coast ska
I'm
person.
sorry, I've
and not
already exhausted
into the
all of
East
my
Coast.
just
they
now.
did good to further it, but there's really like a lot of people that kind of pushed it more
Okay.
into different rhythms.
Let's move on.
So anyway, on an average Saturday, because of what happened at the end of creation where we broke a window, one of the stained glass windows at the
Oh yeah.
At the cathedral.
at the Cathedral of the
Catholic
Infant
Church, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I took the fall for it, even though it was a dem that did it. I owe the bishop there, and so I've been kind of like working around, like helping like odd jobs around and doing stuff like that as much as I can on like weekends. And then usually I'll probably bounce out a little bit early before evening vespers in order to start my promotional circuit and just going to some of the different clubs around town to like to hype some of the local bands and see who I can find to
Sure.
kind of help out if anybody needs merch work.
So, so most mortals, almost all, don't know that any of the supernatural stuff is real, with the exception of some, like, real high-ranking priests or attendants or, you know, like, whatever sort of higher-ups a given religion has. You know, your Buddhist monk who can meditate for 48 hours, you know, that some of those folks have an inkling of, you know, that something's going on. Does this bishop know that you are something other than
No,
a
I think
dude?
actually it's funny. My point of view is this stuff just kind of happens and I go with it. I don't know if I fully buy it. So I don't know
Okay.
if I'm 100% bought in.
An agnostic demigod?
Kind of. Yeah. Like
Okay.
like it's more of just like a this is kind of the current.
Uh-huh.
And so cool, it's pushing me down and it's all life experience and whatever, man.
So
but
so Saturday afternoon, you're helping out at the church.
yeah, just doing
And-
odd jobs.
Okay. Kind of as a, like, sorry about the window.
Yeah, community service, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. All right. Cool. Bengaluru is a big city, so I imagine there's probably a decent Catholic population, even though
Yes,
it's
there
not
is.
a dominant religion in India, obviously. So, yeah, I think that's probably a pretty busy place all the time with, like youth groups and rec center.
It's also a tourist attraction.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense, too. Like, look at this church here.
It's big and white.
Yeah. It's so white.
Yeah.
It is. It's, wasn't a joke. It's still a joke.
Yep. Well played.
Yeah. I like that. Io, what are you up to on a Saturday afternoon in April?
I think if I'm not doing anything, I'm hanging out in that weird little secret society chat room in the in Tartarus.
And so, where are you physically?
Probably in the penthouse.
Okay.
Hanging out, but yeah, she just like, kind of like sits in the back of it, and I don't know. I think something about like her avatar or the way she appears in it, like she looks like she's like part of the server. So they just talk freely, and she's just like listening and like, what?
Okay.
Okay, guys. Like, weird. That's a weird opinion. Like, all right, it's fine.
You do you, but not that.
Yeah,
All right.
it's like her background noise. That's her lo-fi hip hop channel.
So that she can work on other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And what is the number one issue on the docket of the meeting today?
Ooh. Today they were talking about cool things Google was doing with their AI. Yeah, there's been some like interesting leaps in machine learning and AI's like figuring out how to pass tests, not natively, but because they know that they're being observed. So there's an interesting like dual conversation around the tech behind what Google's pulling off and the philosophy of, like behind is something sentient when it knows it's observable, and like both conversations are happening simultaneously but badly. Yes.
I
You're good.
I spent some time reading about the difference between sentience and sapience.
Yeah.
This last week, and it was really interesting to cause, like I've definitely been using sentience wrong. So sentience is the like awareness of your surroundings, right? Which like basically
have.
any animal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
a dog is sentient. But sapience is that like I am a person and I'm thinking about myself and other things and abstract concepts and
So, like, sapience is the awareness of self.
yeah, and abstract concepts in general.
Yeah.
Sentience
like, I
is
think
like
therefore I am is sapience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, oh god, that rock is about to crush me is sentience.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like a dog can be sentient. It could be thought of that way as like responding to more than just immediate stimuli, but basically, you know. Anyway,
I feel like everything you say about a dog is now just going to be a dig about how your dog hates me.
no, I'm embarrassed about that. My dog barks and growls at Pooja when she comes to my house,
Hates me so much.
and I don't understand why.
I mean, I walked inside and she was like, "You and me, never gonna be okay." And
You
it was-
suck.
And it was just all over from
I
there.
have no idea why she's like that.
The best part about it was that I had been hyped up for this dog so much. People were telling me how lovely she was, how she loved everyone.
It's true.
And I was
She
just
does.
like, crush.
It's hurtful. I've had a talk with her. She doesn't understand
care.
English,
She
so
doesn't care.
she doesn't speak English.
She's like, I have an arch enemy now. Dad, please
So
understand.
so arch enemy is sapient, right?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Janet is the smartest puppers.
One of the members of the Secret Society just reminded me that we should go over our sentence moves.
What? Oh, what's that?
Oh no, those got wiped. Those aren't even part of the game anymore.
Thank you for that deep cut.
Damn.
That's all the way back to the first time we ran Demigods on the Happy Jacks,
Yeah.
when we read the Ascendance moves one week, and then I came back and said, "Oh my God, we forgot to read the Ascendance moves," and it's a fun thing in the game that everyone should hear about. And everyone was looking at me at the table like, "He's making a funny joke
Yep.
right now."
It's hard to tell when
this
you're
is
making a
a
goof.
very funny joke, and isn't it funny? And then they realized I wasn't kidding.
And then it became hilarious.
Yeah.
So go ahead. What's your sentence move, Jason?
I don't have one.
Oh,
Rocks fall,
wah,
everyone
wah,
dies.
wah.
Yeah.
Yay!
So the Kavita,
Okay.
what is your Saturday in April like?
I woke up late because I can,
Mm-hmm.
and I went out partying.
Oh, yeah,
yesterday.
you took the wealth gift. Huh?
Yeah, I'm super
Yeah,
effing rich.
super rich, just filthy rich.
But I also probably would have woken up late anyway.
Sure.
But I did go out and like major party. There was like a big Bollywood star
Oh, cool.
had come into Bangalore, had a thing. It got a little crazy. How you do?
Now, was that thing that they had you? Like, what? How crazy was this party? Was that like a hookup party? Did you wake up alone? Like, what?
I mean, I wasn't really into it.
Okay.
Like, I don't do, like, it's not so much that I have a problem with, like, casual sexual encounters, as much as I have a problem with my casual sexual encounters becoming worldwide news.
Oh, right, because this star is famous, and you don't want to be
all
part
their
of that.
friends are famous, and tabloids are a thing, and and the internet is a thing, and I'm not into it. Like, it's like, it's not so much that I need to keep it in my pants, but, like, I'm sure as hell gonna keep it off the interwebs.
Sure. Oh, you
There's
know,
nothing kinkier than an NBA.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like,
I'm into it.
you know what?
and I know we said before, but also just to cover a little bit. So Kavita is using the Artisan playbook, which I know you
Oh,
mentioned
yes.
that. So the Artisan's all about like building, making, repairing stuff, sort of exploring the mechanical world.
Which leads me into my second part of what I was doing, is that I went to my workshop to like tinker and like I was going to start a transmutation.
Oh yeah, cool.
There we go.
A big one?
So I am going to start reducing 1 kilogram of actually, let's go with I'm gonna start working on attempting to make a gram of orichalcum.
Yeah, okay. So we got to make the components for that. Well, although you could probably get
I'm assuming,
all
like,
the
getting-
material. Yeah,
'cause
those
they're
4
base-
components
they're
are pretty
base
easy.
metals. So, like for those of you following along at home, transmuter, you can reduce 1 kilogram of any pure metal to 10 grams of any other pure metal, And that process takes 24 hours to complete, requires safe, quiet place to work, which my workshop, assuming that, you know.
Yeah, your workshop's fine for that.
But the other thing is you also know how to combine 1 kilo each of copper, gold, mercury, and silver into 1 gram of their prima materia state, orichalcum. The process takes 28 days to complete. A 1 gram orichalcum coin covers most supernatural debts. 10 grams of orichalcum is enough to craft an epic item without using your ascendance move. If any transmutation is interrupted or abandoned, all materials are destroyed. Okay, sorry, I didn't realize that I couldn't start that and pick it back up. So instead of doing,
Well, did you take the?
I didn't take automaton
Automaton,
because
yeah.
I took because there was like a back and forth about this last time, and I decided to be super fucking rich instead.
Yeah. Well, the caveat to that is like you don't have to sit there and stare at it for 28 days. Like as long as you're not going out for a long, you know, like you could duck out to the corner store or you know like stay nearby because it's like. You gotta futz with it
so
all the time?
So if I stay in the neighborhood for 28 days, or do I have to, like, is this, like, you're in, like, a raid, but y'all have a 10-minute, like, bathroom break window?
More than 10 minutes. You know, like, I think if you're gone for more than an hour or so, we'd maybe do a roll.
Okay. So let's not get into this then.
Okay.
And instead, I'm going to be, you know, tinkering with some research.
Mm-hmm.
Since
Also, do you want to choose a different move until it's time to take automaton, or do you want to hang on to it so you could just take automaton when it's time?
I'd rather hang on to it until I can take automaton.
Okay.
Because Io and I...
Automaton after time.
We're done.
I mean, it's
We're just getting
it's
started.
like automaton. Stop. It should have been the other way around. My hammer time is a little rusty. But Io and I are on the hunt for a rare material of some kind.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm going to do research and, like, tinker around.
Okay.
And, like,
Ooh, what is this
know.
material we're looking for?
Hey, audience, just so you know, I don't care about the rare material. I just want to spend time with Kavita. She's really nice.
So what rare material did you make up that doesn't actually exist?
I need gold. It is so conductive.
That's not rare.
I love gold.
I have tons
Yeah.
of gold. That's
Okay.
part of my shtick.
We have to find something that's a better conductor than gold. If that exists, I need it for
Super gold.
my computer.
What do we say that I am going to try to make you an epic weapon with this magical superconductor?
Yeah, let's do that. Sure, whatever. I'm just happy to be here. This is great.
Okay. So we're looking for ultra gold, the material known as ultra gold.
Oh, no, we did talk about this. I wanted you to craft me an epic item. Yeah. I was like, let's make a thing. I don't know what yet, but we should just start working on that.
Is it like an extra planetary metal that only comes in from like meteorites or something?
Star
along those
iron?
lines? Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
want it made out
definitely
of
not
stars, please.
unobtainium.
Unobtainium.
Oh,
No.
gross.
It's hard to obtainium.
I saw this movie called Black Panther, and I think we should find some of that vibranium. I want that.
Done.
Make me something out of that. Cool.
Okay.
Real life, I thought, I didn't know palladium was a real metal
Oh, yeah.
until, like, I was getting married.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, those platinum rings look cool. And then I saw the price tag. I was like, oh, fuck. And the guy at the store was like, well, would you like to look at these? He said they were palladium. I was like, okay, I look like a nerd. This guy's, like, being funny, right? No, it's a real metal,
Yeah.
everybody.
Interesting.
And the RPG and Tony Stark notwithstanding, it's a real thing. So anyway, I can power the Iron Man suit if I need to with my wedding ring. So just FYI.
Wait, is that what he said?
Is that the real reason why you need, like, a right-hand ring is to, like, see
To
if
balance that out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I've been shopping for a right-hand ring.
Have you been?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
because otherwise you can't. It's just like unbalanced. Like
Yeah, respect.
how would that even work?
You have to, like, be able to steer with both hands.
Yeah. Summon a light cycle, I
I'm
think.
like still like contemplating names here because I feel like superconductor. Oh, my head just went to Cactar and World of Final Fantasy. We'll come back to whatever the name of this is.
that I have the superconductor metal, and I will not stop until we get it.
So I am doing research to
Okay.
find it and, like, you know, nursing a hangover.
Oh, I like that.
Are
Like
you
this
okay?
real.
What's wrong?
Fine.
Why are you so quiet?
Because noise hurts.
Did you get attacked again? Like what?
I mean, unless you count whiskey as an attack, no.
Really? You just
Yes, I should
You're-
have taken something before I went to bed. Yes.
like, do you know what you are? You can't just go around getting like drunk. You will break the world. We broke a cathedral, and that's why Marc isn't here right now.
I mean, technically,
Because
we
he's in
just broke
detention.
a window, and that wasn't really our fault.
I mean, I'm just saying, I appreciate you. I just need you to keep your shit together.
My shit is totes together.
Yeah, I'm
Am
just gonna
I-
go ahead and
am
mark
I
off
on,
chastise recklessness.
Am I on the cover of the Bengaluru Times? No? Okay, then.
I mean, we'll check the New York Post when it gets out. That's a couple hours away. We'll see.
No one cares about the Post.
Aabria
And
makes
the
a good
Post
point.
certainly doesn't care about India.
It is worthwhile for everyone to remind themselves of how you gain a thread. Everyone gains one if you roll doubles or do something really epic, and then there are 4 things on your sheet that are unique to you. If they come up, feel free to just say, hey, I did the thing, and give yourself a thread. Because they're fun, and we should use them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I have an idea of what this Saturday looks like.
Yeah, I want carbine. It's stronger than carbon nanotubes. Find me that, I guess. I don't know,
Carbine?
man. The people in my head are just like, get that.
Graphene is what we need.
No, it's this carbine is better. Carbine is better than graphene.
Whoa,
So
crazy.
get me that.
Okay. It'll be
Alright.
fine. We'll figure it out.
And get you some orange juice and maybe an aspirin.
It's cool, like, Preeti Scotty.
Who? What?
The servant.
Oh. Is there a person in here that I'm not? Oh. Hey.
So you're at
She's used to it.
the
Yeah,
penthouse, or you're at your place.
Yeah.
You're at your place.
I'm at my workshop.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're in the workshop.
Yeah. I
Okay.
came by to
Okay,
check
great.
on...
Now I'm clear.
Things.
So are we.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. The 3 of you have been fairly involved in the supernatural scene of, sort of greater Bengaluru, and then specifically your neighborhood. Although an interesting facet of actually the 4 of you living in this neighborhood really means like no other demigods should live here. It's just by the fact that you were all bound together with your spindle that's like propping up the just total collapse of your fates. So, the total collapse of the heart, I think is how that
Yep,
song goes.
good, yes.
Yeah, total collapse of the heart. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the song.
Turn around, Jason.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely has nothing to do with eclipses.
No? That wouldn't make any sense at all. How would you even... well, anyway. But what that also means is that in Koramangala, there aren't any other demigods living there. Right? So, like, a quarter of Bengaluru is either, like, abandoned of other demigods, or other, say, supernatural beings are like, hey, not very many demigods live here. Right? Because you might have 4 or 5 demigods living in a space like that. Like, in all of Bengaluru, there are probably 10, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh,
Like,
wow.
that's out of the 12 million people who live here. And even that, like, maybe there aren't 10. Maybe, I don't know. It would be iffy, right? So, it's important to understand that, like,
So what you're saying is not all gods are Zeus when it comes to, like, not being able to keep it in their pants.
well, here's the thing. So Zeus and lots of gods do the thing where they get around a whole bunch, but with consent and loving embraces in my game.
I appreciate
But
that.
so lots of progeny don't rise to the level of demigod, right? And so sometimes the gods will like seed the world with progeny, and then if they lose a demigod, they're like, oh, okay, let's bring this up. But like, if you're Zeus or anyone, you don't want 18 demigod kids who can tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Per year.
Yeah.
Per year.
Woof.
That would become complicated and difficult to deal with. Now, a progeny of a god, they probably live a semi #blessed life, right? Like they've got good luck, they get by, they sort of get things that they need. It's rare that they would struggle unless you're the like progeny of a struggle god. So, you know, that could go either way.
I have an idea for my next character.
Yeah, right.
It was like the beggar, like the.
Yeah, I mean, that's-
It's very much like
The stranger.
sorry.
Yeah, those are real stories that. Anyway, but the actual sort of demigod level beings in the world, probably fewer than 24, right? And the fact that there might be 8 or 10 of them in Bengaluru is something, right? Like that's okay. Well, there's an obelisk here, and there's like a lot of other stuff going on. And Hindu's a big deal, obviously. It's like 1.5 billion people Hindus in the world, so that's a lot. That's just this is kind of like background, right? Is that there aren't dozens and dozens of demigods running around, so it's worth noting.
Sweet.
And what that means is that in our part of town, it's maybe a little less patrolled than it would have been otherwise. Or maybe a better way to think of this is there are kind of 2 people who know about your group. And they're, in the setting I like to do, there hasn't really been a group like this before because demigods aren't supposed to hang out. Mm-hmm. So you don't have team-ups beyond, like, Poseidon going like, hey, can you 2 please go kill that sea monster before it sinks all the ships? Because I can't get involved because I'll wreck everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Because there will be no more monsters or ships.
Right. Like, Poseidon's not a light touch.
Yeah.
But I think he knows himself well enough to be like, I'm going to make a mess.
Yeah.
This is, can you 2 go do that?
We need a scalpel and a sledgehammer.
Right. So then,
Not every problem.
those 2 demigods would go and like take out the sea monster and high five and then beat it and never see each other again because they don't want to wind up stuck with each other or creating the sort of fate vortex that can happen.
Fate Vortex.
Yeah.
Sounds like an epic party.
Well, I was going to say they're opening on Wednesday.
Yeah. The group, the 4 of you, have gotten a lot of attention because either people want you to go do this thing that's really difficult that like 1 or 2 demigods couldn't have done by themselves, or they're fucking terrified of you because like a demigod could not just go fight a god, right? They would lose every time. We wouldn't roll dice. 4 demigods versus a god, it would depend, right? Like, you all are dangerous, and that's a known quantity in the world. Everyone knows who you are.
Yeah, especially you.
And that's just worth noting, is that in the supernatural world, you are famous. There's no other way around it. And the sort of background thing that we did was like, I think we said it was almost a year ago?
Yeah,
something like
6
that?
months.
Okay, 6 months?
Yeah.
Even that is long enough that basically word all around the globe is that these folks live here and they're either someone to come to for help or let's take them out before they become a problem.
Nice.
So we're the supernatural A-team?
Yeah.
Like, if you can find us and you need a job,
Yeah.
you can contact.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
like it.
but if you get caught, you'll be thrown in death prison.
Mm-hmm.
Aw,
I mean,
I'm into it.
that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Tartarus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a Discord server.
But less fun.
Oh, this guy's just posting pictures of his cat now.
I'm okay with that. I'm down with that.
It's not that cute cat.
That's a lie. All cats are
It's
cute.
better than the
That is
pictures he
not
could have
right.
posted.
Yeah, we had a talk about that.
I'm going to shoot you guys a text and let you know that there's a couple bands going on at Cafe Rocket tonight, and I can get you in if you want to come in. Knowing full well that you could probably get in on your own,
Yeah.
but it's still like
Probably.
Hey,
Probably.
let's hang.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Is it
It's
like-
just habit. Like at that point, it's
Yeah.
like I'm here. We know the door. It's fine. Just come on.
Okay.
Oh, and we should establish for the fiction, Adem let you all know, like, hey, I have to go do this thing.
I got a
right?
gig.
For the,
Yeah.
I think his mom is Sumerian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mohan.
Yes.
Ninmah.
Ninmah.
So Adem's headed to the Middle East for a short trip to do something, and like made a big deal of like, I can't tell you what I'm doing because it's a big secret. Like,
Okay, cool.
He just
Yeah.
keeps Babylon.
oh boy,
I couldn't get the.
it was
joke.
almost
like-
there. It was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Babylon.
It just left me hanging.
This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with him finding Tiamat for his mom.
Yeah, right.
Nope.
Nope.
It kind
That's-
of probably
that could
has a
only-
lot to do with finding Tiamat for his mom.
100%.
Hey, for the folks at home, that was a Hanging Gardens of Babylon joke.
Yeah.
That was real good.
Yeah, I was into it. That was.
That was real good.
Okay, so Marc, who is playing at the Cafe Rocket tonight?
Oh, I think it's Faith Vortex.
Yeah, Fate Vortex. Okay,
Yeah.
and what kind of music is that?
They are actually they are an Indian ska band.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, of which there was a fairly significant Indian ska scene in like the early 2000s.
Sure.
I've done research.
Yeah, I believe you.
So good.
Yeah, and also like Bengaluru is particularly Western influenced. So as far as like places in India where you might find ska, there's a pretty high probability.
They
There's-
actually have a good metal scene too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
I was
read about
looking at
that.
that, yeah.
That sounds rad. I want to find more of that.
Yeah.
It is. There's some great like in the last 5 to 10 years, they've moved out of like just covering Western bands and into their own
sweet.
music, and like there are a few really good ones I've been listening to.
Oh, I
I'm,
need to
really
look that
excited
up.
about
That sounds
awesome.
rad.
Nice.
However, I don't think Parminder would be super down for like a metal scene at the
that's a
cafe.
lot.
No, I'm not saying that tonight there's a
Yeah,
metal
yeah.
band.
No, but I just think it's worth, like as I'm now thinking about this for the first time of like the vibe of Cafe Rocket is probably like, jazz, ska, rock, maybe like
Yeah.
a, low-key rock, like I don't know.
Some like lo-fi dance music.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
And
Maybe
the-
a DJ, like they'd have a DJ in for sure.
Yeah, I think that the way that they set it up is like high energy early in the evening, and then it kind of mellows out. Like then you get the jazz and stuff like that. But then when the after party opens up, that's the DJ. Like
Yeah.
full on.
Yeah.
But that's probably just like Parminder and her friends, right? Like that's not, the after party isn't just open
Well,
to the
I mean, it
public.
depends. Like I'm sure that they like where we were talking about the Friday night lights or whatever, the one Friday night party. Like
Sure.
I'm sure that one goes to 11, like full on open.
Okay.
Because you can money will get you anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and there was something about the market, like the market at night.
Yep.
Like it was
The bazaar.
the bazaar.
So bizarre.
Is a
How bizarre.
Bizarre.
all bizarre. So at night, it's no longer like farmers market style, but it is
Is it
sort of
possible
a
that we named the bazaar the gala?
Yes, we
yeah, halafagala.
yeah.
Um,
That's the Friday night party, is the gala.
oh, and that's like because I think we said, boy, keeping your notes on hand is a real good idea. Future GMs of the world, don't write a bunch of notes and then lose them. Yeah, I think we said that the Cafe Rocket sort of like spilled out into the bazaar, like it's on the edge of the bazaar, and normally it's contained, and then Friday night it just gets big. So that's fun. I like that idea. And
So, Faith Vortex is playing tonight.
They're new. Just checking them out. It's fine.
Sure, it's not getting anything better to do.
It's walking distance.
Sure. Sure. Fine. This is a thing we're doing. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Oops, sorry.
so Marc, after your community service, what's happening? So early afternoon, not time to go to the club yet.
Well, actually, so early afternoon, I'm gonna freshen up a little bit because if it's April, it's probably like a little warm, maybe starting to get a little humid.
It's pretty humid. Yeah.
Starting to
Yeah.
get a
Well,
little
it's
humid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's relative.
exactly.
Yeah.
Humid is a constant state of being.
Yeah, and I'll set the scene.
Yeah.
I'll set the scene. It's been raining all day.
Uh-huh.
It's 60% humidity, and
Okay.
it's 80 degrees.
Oh, actually, 60% is not that bad.
Well,
60% is super low.
yeah, I know. It's like the rain broke some
it.
of the humidity,
Yeah.
so it's only 60%.
Cool.
And it's now like afternoon. It's not like clear skies, but it's stopped raining
Yeah.
by like, let's say it's 4-ish in the afternoon. And yeah, so the humidity's come down a little bit. The 80 degrees also means we're not like boiling more water up into the air, which is
Nice.
yucky and a thing that happens. I've been reading a lot about weather as well.
Well, when you have a game named Monsoon, I feel like
It might be a factor.
Mayhaps.
Spoiler.
spoiler alert.
But yeah, I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna change super quick from one black suit to another black suit.
Yes.
Very similar looking black
They're
suits.
very different, though. I mean, look at the cut of the lapel.
There's one that's like the daytime black suit where I'm going to be doing manual labor, and then there's the other side of like
labor.
where it's just more of like the party. I'm going out at night suit, and then I put the hat out. Yeah, it's not right. It wasn't a good joke.
No,
No,
it wasn't.
Racist.
No.
That's
I like this.
It,
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Okay, so the afternoon for you is is Mark glued to his phone?
Not super, like not a lot. Like it'll. I'm kind of like Aabria in that I will send a text and then ignore it for like 3 hours and then come back to my phone. And then there will be like a bunch of conversations that I'll jump into for a little bit and then like put it away and then come back when I need to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
Do I look ashamed? I am the Muse. What's the problem?
I love it. All right, so after when you call and say like, oh, hey, I've got this, I can get everyone in, or I think you texted,
Yeah.
right? You realize that there's like 3 missed texts from Parminder,
Oh.
who is trying to get in touch, and they're mostly like, hey, give me a call when you can, need to chat, not like 911 help.
Cool.
Like,
So then I'll call her on the way back.
okay. So you get Parminder on the phone, and it sounds like she's in traffic, but it's just like, honking and, traffic sounds and whatever. And she says, I'm so glad. I know this is last minute, but the opener for Fate Vortex tonight canceled like an hour ago.
Okay.
And I was hoping you could come in and do, I don't know, trumpet solos. You tell me, is there anything you could do to open for them tonight? I know it's a big ask.
Let me find somebody else. Let me find someone for you. Let me make a couple calls and someone will be there.
Okay, I appreciate it. If you can make that happen, I will owe you one.
Yes. So would that be throwing a party when I succeed?
Well, yeah, when we get there.
When I succeed.
Yeah.
So there's a roadmap. There's no if. It's D6s. It's when.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the first big fail.
Oh, I know. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I don't remember fails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like an NBA shooter. I don't remember the misses.
Yeah.
It just always goes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Mrs. What?
Yeah. What?
Never happened.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Retcon.
So what would you like me to roll in order to? Because there's I've got a scrolling phone book of new and up and coming bands.
Yeah,
and
I
people
don't
that
think
I've
that's
seen and
even
stuff
a
like that.
difficult thing. You tell me who you're going to bring in to open for Fate Vortex. This is right in your wheelhouse.
Where were you when you got this phone call?
I was in between the cathedral and the penthouse.
Oh, dang. All right.
I mean,
Say,
you
like,
can
were
listen
you-
to his phone calls.
Were you shirtless and
Yeah.
just getting
Yeah,
your
I'm creepy.
your chain back on?
Not yet.
Like,
Not yet. No.
You get a text. You get a text from Io that says, "Hey, that Russian band that does the weird spoken word thing, I think is in town for no reason."
Cool.
Okay, bye.
Vladivostok.
Yeah.
Vladivostok.
Talk. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, well done. That was good. That's collaborative storytelling in action.
Into it.
Vladivostok.
I've just been listening to
Talk.
Pussy Riot's organs a bunch.
Oh,
today,
yeah.
and
hell
I'm like,
yeah.
that place.
Yeah. Vladivostok. Pretty pleased with myself. Spoken word.
Good job. Russian band. Yeah.
Okay, so do you know the band personally, or their agent, or who do you know?
I saw them earlier in this week. I knew that they were in town for about like a week and a half.
Yeah, 'cause
as
they've been
just
doing little-
like a quick little. Yeah, they did like a coffee shop, and then I ran into them somewhere else, at like just a restaurant, like an outdoor eatery. And so I'm just gonna shoot them a text and go, I have a gig tonight. You want in? It pays.
Yeah, they're excited because they also know who you are, right? As a performer, that's
Promoter. Someone,
okay.
a facilitator.
Yeah.
A facilitator.
Okay.
A facilitator.
But I
The
imagine
mom.
when
He's
you
the
want
mom
to,
by himself.
when you want to, you could probably get around and like not everybody knows who you are, right? Because you've tried to make that a thing about your character. Is that
I'm more just making sure there's connections.
Yeah.
And sometimes if they remember who made the connection and who didn't, cool.
Okay.
But it's more like, let me just.
And if they didn't,
I
they're
know
bad at their
somebody.
job.
sure?
Yeah, respect.
The lead of Vladivostok is somebody who, like when you went to see them and like just see what's up, and then you met them, the lead spoken word performer of Vladivostok, like recognized you
Oh.
right off the bat, and so was eager to talk to you. And you came up, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, like knew who you were and wanted to talk to you," and is equally excited when you're like, "Hey, I have a gig for you." He's like, "Cool, let me cancel the one we were doing."
Well, and I'm like, well, hold on. Like, here's the time. Maybe you can do both. Like, don't give up. Why not maximize it?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay, so they see that it's an opening time slot, and they're like, "Oh yeah, cool. We actually can do both." So
Yeah.
they're going to do that. And the oh yeah, that's a good call.
I like how Jason's staring at his phone. Yeah. All right. It has nothing to do with the game, by the way.
No,
It does,
Like,
actually.
I'm just like, yeah. Like,
I've
Like
read.
his favorite fanfic
I've
has
read-
just gotten a new installment.
You have no idea. I've read so many mythologies that like I lose track of who's who sometimes, but I just remembered one that I like quite a bit.
This is me in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I was very happy that she was able to send you that text, and like, Mark is really nice about not asking why I know what he's talking about sometimes on the phone.
again, it's just one of those like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. Like, and it's happened before, and I've
Yeah.
just been like, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like serendipity, man.
yeah, exactly. I enjoyed that movie. I'm one of the few.
There's like a
It
cutaway
was
when
so
you guys,
bad.
It was.
When
I
you're-
still enjoyed it.
when you're talking with Vladivostok and they're like, "Oh, we had another show." Like, you see that I was like about to hit a button to like cancel their perform. Oh, they worked it out. I don't have to. That's fine. Cool. It's
I like that.
gonna make it work.
You're the support for the support.
Yeah.
character? Okay, cool. You're gonna do a lot of heavy lifting. Just FYI.
It'll be fine.
Well, it's the band I liked. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily
Like-
love ska.
She'll move mountains for things.
Yeah. I just have to
Especially-
be sufficiently motivated.
All right.
So this is the thing, like, that I forgot to write down before. You are he, him, and you are she,
Oh,
her.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's correct.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
noting that.
Thank you.
And Kavita.
Good call.
And Kavita is she, her as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
And Parminder,
Parminder, we established was she, her.
she, her. Yeah.
But I
While
was
in
thinking
drag?
maybe
While
I
in-
was-
Yes.
Yeah.
and then maybe a they, them outside of character.
You want to do that? That
Yep.
sounds cool.
That's fine.
Do we know them out? Do we know their name outside of character?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think
Wait,
Parminder
is
has.
Parminder her drag name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a terrible drag name. We gotta
Oh.
fix it.
Well, yeah, we were talking about that last time of like
Yeah.
trying to come up with a
I
better.
cannot come up with like a fucking pun off of that.
Yeah.
I'll do it someday.
We'll make
Episode
it.
8.
We'll make it happen.
Parminder?
No.
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 I don't. Yeah, I know. Like this is tough.
Oh, Panminder.
Nope, we're not doing this a bunch
Okay.
right now.
But like, I'm
That's
just saying.
bad audio. We're not doing it.
Pawn.
Why?
Because I love it and it tastes so good.
Okay. No.
Is that like a dessert?
No.
Oh. All right.
Because she's sweet.
It's
Oh,
a
needs to have
thing.
something.
It's a thing. Look it up.
All right. All right. We'll come up with that later. Anyway, the afternoon is pretty well scheduled at this point for Marc. You're making arrangements, getting people in place. Not a difficult thing for you to do. You do this all the time, right? You're working on research.
Yeah, sure. It's stuff that's easy to do without, exacerbating the
Right.
situation.
And we're looking for carbine.
Carbine, yes.
Yeah.
Not,
I feel like, isn't there like a carbine hammer as like a tiny little hammer with like the ball and the
That's a ball peen hammer.
ball peen.
Yeah.
I think there's a carbine something.
There's
but anyway,
a
maybe
carbine
in a
rifle.
car. Yeah,
That's a
well, yes,
carbine.
yes.
Carbine is
Carbine.
B-Y-N-E.
Yeah.
It's slightly different for
Okay.
real reason. Don't
We'll stop.
but yes, carbine rifles are different.
Yes, but I think some people pronounce it in different parts of the country or different parts of the
respect.
world as carbine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people can be wrong all over the
That's
place.
true. Yeah, hundo. Yep.
All right.
So judgmental.
So carbine, the material I wrote down as carbene. Does
But
that?
apparently it's carbyne.
Oh, B-Y-N. It's even more weird.
Throw it in Y's.
Yeah. Just maybe like
Run it out.
maybe we need an apostrophe in there.
It's just like 8 apostrophes. Like an
lots.
elf. It's fine.
Yeah.
You do you. You do what makes you
spell
happy.
it how you want.
Okay. The research on that is going to be a little bit more challenging. So I'd like you to go ahead and do a perform under pressure, even though it's not really a pressure thing. We're going to roll metal just to see how far you get on your research, right?
Okay.
Like failing this roll, it will not get a hard move, right? It's just like a measure of like what kind of progress do we make.
Do I make progress today?
Right. That's just because it's fun to randomize it a little bit.
That's a 4 and a 6.
So a total of 6?
Total of 6.
Okay, so no progress made. I mean, you've got some research notes, you've got some leads to follow up on, but nothing really
I find
pans out.
Like, it's like, on another day when I have more brain to spend on this and
Yeah.
less, headache and just waiting for, us to go out for paper dosas.
Yeah.
Like really, this was just a way to spend an afternoon, and like it wasn't productive, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. On low power mode. Yeah.
So for people unfamiliar with PbtA, a 1 to a 6 is a fail, a 7 to a 9 is a partial success, and 10 plus is
Big hit.
You win at everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
One correction to that, though, is I would not think of
correct me.
6 minus as a fail.
An opportunity?
Yeah, 6, well,
Fail opportunity.
That's right.
here's the thing.
Fail forward, people. Fail forward.
A 6 minus in PbtA games does not necessarily mean you didn't do the thing you set out to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in combat, you could roll a 6 and still like hit and do damage and a bunch of stuff. But what it means most specifically is that I'll make a hard move and something will happen. And the main idea behind that idea is that if you roll the dice, something changes in the world, right? There's something new, there's new information, there's a new stance, there's new status. Something changes if you roll the dice. So if you're like trying to pick the lock and you get a 6 minus, the encouragement is not to say nothing happens. There's no version of saying, cool, nothing happens, which is basically what I just said to Pooja a minute ago.
It's okay. You're known to sticking for the rules.
Yeah. So, yeah, the 6 minus is, often I just call it a 6 minus. Maybe a miss, but that's still like the wrong word, right? I have to come up with what.
Although, I did gain a thread for getting a 6.
Oh, that's right. You get one for
So-
failing a roll. Yeah.
Once per session. So that's
Yeah.
the only time I can do that this
Yeah,
session.
most
But-
PbtA games, everyone gets one every time they fail a roll. The Artisan gets one time per game session, and our doubles sort of replace the failed roll threads.
Yeah.
So
A
whether-
text pops up on your phone after you fail it and said, we want you to know that apparently it's like carbide is believed to be detected in meteorites and interstellar dust.
Yes. I mean, I knew that part already.
Okay.
But the question was, where is the specific meteorite dust here now?
We're working on it.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm not stressing. Don't worry, we're gonna get you. I got you.
I'm not stressed. I just wanted you to have all the information. Are you gonna go to that thing tonight?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, Ska's not really. It's not like Ska's my scene, but like, beats hanging out at the penthouse all night on a Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Not to
Okay.
mention, Parminder's bound to have a great new projection for us to check out.
Okay. Good. Thank you. I'm bought in now.
So I got some leads to follow up on. So it's not like absolutely nothing happened. It's just that nothing catastrophic happened.
Good.
Are you going early, Mark, or are you coming home to go as a group?
Well, I was going to go home. I was going to clean up a little bit
Yeah.
because I've got church dust on me.
It's the holiest of dirt.
Yeah, you can't take that around everywhere.
And so if they want to roll early, cool. I know that's not usually like your scene to roll early, but
No, I get nowhere early.
but
That would just be below me.
I was also going to stop for food at the bazaar real quick. So if you want to swing by,
Ooh,
grab
paper
food and
dosas.
cool, yeah. And then like if you guys want to hang out there while I got to handle some stuff, we can do that.
Sweet.
Whatever you guys want.
You want paper dosas?
Yeah.
The bazaar is the best place.
Okay. I'm fine. Yeah, this is fine.
Cool.
And her glasses kind of flash off, and she like exits the oasis. Do we have a different name for that?
Not yet.
Yeah. All right.
That's on you to name it.
All
Well,
right.
isn't it the garden?
Yeah.
the garden,
Let's call it
yeah.
garden.
Yeah.
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 That's fine.
Okay. Do I need to change?
You look fine the way you are. You're always good. It's whatever, man.
I'm gonna live off of that. Compliment Colonel for at least a week. I'm not even hungry anymore. Let's go.
I'm always hungry.
Hey,
She like says that in front of you and walks past you.
Okay, cool.
I love that. Real quick, can we actually review our tangles? Because
Yes.
that's something that maybe isn't obvious and is worth reviewing. Aabria.
Okay. A Dom doesn't get what you do, but at least they're pretty. You have a grudging. I don't like the word grudging, so I'm gonna like slightly take the respect
fine.
for Kavita's skills, and your pride has kept you from telling Mark your true feelings.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it grudging in that like she's good at something you aren't, and so it's like, damn.
I don't think so.
Okay. I didn't know
Because-
if you were like, I need to control everything.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's that. Like, the really mean thought in your head is like, yeah, someone has to make this shit, but like I control it, so that's fine. Good.
Yeah.
I also wanted to add that I accidentally injured Parminder with my magic, but they don't know it was my fault.
Yeah. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. That's fine. It's a big NPC part of our story. So yeah. What was the injury?
I was super curious about how the projector worked. It's weird, and so I keep like doing weird magic things at it, and I think I like broke the stage under her
Oh,
when I was like, what is? Maybe there's something underneath it that's
Oh.
helping beam it up. Fuck!
and
She fell through
with like 5-inch heels
Yep.
and like
Yeah.
broken ankle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has her ankle ever fully recovered?
No. So she's less of an active. She doesn't do like the dancey drag that she used to do before. Now it's
Yeah.
more of a like
Yeah.
hosting gig. Yeah.
Cool.
Oops.
The hostess with the mostess.
Yeah. Oopsie doodle.
So the stage collapse, I'm going to say, was like in that like 6 months ago time period
Yeah.
when you all were sort of coming together as a group.
Yep.
And tonight is supposed to be like Parminder's been talking about this night as like gonna come back on some big shoes and like you're gonna see a new kind of performance and
Oh,
like
cool.
this is gonna be a big deal.
If that's the case, then I'm just gonna hype it up a little bit more, like on some of the social media channels, and just like let people know, like,
Nice.
give it like an undercurrent, like, oh, tonight's gonna be a good night.
Okay, so that actually is gonna be a move.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Yeah.
moves specific to like social media manipulation?
Influencer. You can project your influence across a mass audience or even a recorded message. Roll sway someone in the context of a broadcast or recording.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Love it.
That's so good.
Okay.
So let's just register those boxcars.
9.
That's pretty good. Plus your
Yes.
awe.
Oh yeah, aw.
Yeah.
Aw. 9 plus 2 is 11.
Yep,
Yeah,
it
okay.
sure is. Okay.
We'll do it.
So that's a
Do the
big,
thing.
big booming success, and your social media just launches this announcement, and there are people around the world who are like, "Why aren't I in Bengaluru tonight? Like I'm missing out so big."
FOMO is real.
Yeah,
real.
this is like the kind of thing that starts Fire Island, or wait, what was it called? The
Fire Festival?
Festival. Yeah.
So my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, very bad.
Oh,
but
God.
Except ours is real.
yeah.
my ideal scenario, and let me know if this fits in with your narrative or not, is like I send it out, like there's only like a core group of people that follow me, but their followers are much bigger.
Yeah, okay.
And so like I'm not the one, like if people go through the retweets and stuff like that, they'll start to see me and stuff, but it's
Yeah.
not coming directly from me. It's
Yeah.
like me using others.
You're just that person that everyone like spots in the retweet, but they always forget to go and follow you too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, especially if you keep these 11s up on your social media contact, then yes, that will remain the case.
All right, cool. Would that be urging someone to greatness?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Oh, that's a throw. I gotta go over here.
So the buzz is big. You almost like feel this
Yeah.
the wave of impulse, you know.
Ooh.
A lot of
Sounds
people
fun.
are very interested in
Got
this
it.
zone.
Definitely do not try to figure out how the projector works tonight.
Have you ever thought about talking? You know, like, maybe they know how the projector works, and they could talk to you about it. Just a thought. Just a thought.
And then just turns and walks away. Yes, I could ask, or I could figure it out my fucking self.
Are we still
I
going through
mean,
threads?
don't have to, but like, fewer people get hurt with talking.
I want it to be
Not
on the
true.
record that she has never told anyone she was responsible for that. Like, that was not like a, oops, that was my bad. That was like,
Yeah,
oh no,
I
the
know.
stage broke. How fucking weird.
Oh, Rob, good question. Did we not read all the threads?
We did not read
Oh,
all the
yeah.
tangles.
Tangles. Yeah, tangles. That's what we needed.
For me, if we continue going like this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Why not?
Adem's cynical outlook is exhausting to me.
Which is funny because you both party so hard, but for different reasons.
Yeah, because his is very like, eat, drink, for tomorrow we die.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
"Why? No, because tomorrow's another day.
Yeah. And we could do it all again.
That's right. I wheedled a secret out of Io that they would have rather kept to themselves.
We need to decide what that is.
We didn't do that over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
We figured it
We
out.
did. It's a secret.
Okay. I still have to
Yeah.
know.
Both of us.
Yes.
It's a secret to everyone.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty good
It's
secret.
a real good secret.
It'll come up when it's appropriate.
The
Yeah.
only kept secret, the one that no one knows.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Was it something like three people can't keep a secret? It was like
Two people can't keep a secret.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
One person can't keep a secret at this case, so
Yeah.
0 people can.
And then Kavita keeps me grounded when I get full of myself. So she's my like, it's like, oh hey, like, oh that's cool, I got a bunch of retweets, and she's like, yeah, cool, I was in this newspaper today. I'm like, cool.
Nice. Also, I'm not asking because my thing is investigate a mystery, not ask a pertinent question. We play it like a character trait now.
It's not like a it wasn't a serious suggestion so much as like a you know, you could just ask and you're like, it's like more of a flirty thing.
Oh, it hit her wrong. She's like, what? I'll figure it out myself. Oh no, she did it bad.
It's like, how'd I watch you go? And like Kavita's like,
Wait, the artisan was bad at flirting? I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
shit happens.
Oh, like that. You show that pen who's boss.
Oh no.
Yeah.
In my defense, I own 0 pets that have these little like pocket things that aren't broken because
Yeah.
eventually this always happens.
Yeah.
The little, what is it? Clip? The pocket
Same.
clip? Yeah.
There's a lot of rage.
There's
behind
0
those broken
rage
panes.
and like infinite amounts of fidgeting.
Yeah, maximum fiddle.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
Nice.
okay,
Oh
so
yeah, your tangles.
my tangles.
Yeah.
I made an epic item for Marc, and they owe you.
that was your wallet chain.
That is
I
my
made,
wallet chain.
Yeah.
I made his wallet chain for him.
Yeah.
And I think you said it was originally supposed to be a necklace and he's using it wrong. How do you feel about that? It's fine. Whatever.
White people.
Yeah. Okay.
White people.
Yep.
I accept it.
Copy that.
Yep.
Weird flex, but okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
It also makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just,
I would say sensible flex.
it's like on one level I'm like really annoyed, on another level I'm like, hill to die on.
Yeah, this is not the one.
Whatevs.
Yeah.
It works the same. I am head over heels for a dem, but I don't think they know.
Sure.
Did something happen?
Not yet.
Okay.
Hey.
And Io and I are on a hunt for rare material of some kind.
So it is.
Carbine.
So it shall be.
That I'm not. Like, I mean, I believe I'm trying to make her an epic weapon.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
sure. If I get one, that seems also good.
Also, I'll say I'm not.
Oh,
I'm fine.
yeah,
How are you?
everything is great. We did decide that after session last time, I almost said yesterday,
Yep.
that Io and Kavita have definitely like had relations.
you
We
hooked
hooked
Yeah,
up.
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
And it seems like I would be happy if that happened again.
I would enjoy that very much.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So I'm not always a huge fan of table secrets, but if the secret that you two decide on, you'd like to just keep between the three of us, that's fine.
Oh yeah,
we could
we'll
like
tell you.
slack
We just
about it.
haven't thought of it yet.
No. I know. I'm just saying like it can either be, well, the players know, and the characters will keep that knowledge separate, or we could actually have it be a secret at the table if you want to do it that way.
Okay.
Either way is
Figure
up
it
to
out.
you.
Yeah, we'll figure
I
it
think it depends on what it is.
Yeah, people like doing secrets different ways.
out.
So.
Yeah.
Secrets?
Gracias.
The so I'm just going to move us to the bazaar, right?
Yeah.
Getting food. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I was promised dosa.
Paper dosas. There is this amazing stall, like right back here. They have the best sambar.
Gonna eat that thing.
So we
Okay.
get all the paper dosas.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
For those of you who aren't aware, paper dosas are like very thin, they're kind of like crepe-like, but like crispy, and they're like a foot to a foot and a half wide in diameter.
so do you
And
need
so
a
you roll
pretty
them up,
big?
and then you have them with a bunch of like different side dishes slash. So there's sambar, which is like a. I don't know how to describe it in English. Google it. And then like vegetable sides that you eat with it, and like pickles and things. And
Cool.
it is the best street. Like it is the best like outside restaurant fast food kind of deal.
We had a dosa guy at my wedding reception.
Oh,
It
sweet.
was dope.
Oh my
It was like black barbecue and dosa. I'm like, yes, this together.
yes, all the things.
So this booth would be fairly broad, I think, right? To be able to have a thing where you could cook foot and a half wide foods. Is that right?
Yeah, like
You
it's
just
like
give us a big griddle.
It's a big griddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's thin, right?
Yeah.
So they do it, yeah.
So, I imagine they've got some space in there. And I'm going to say the guy who runs this is, aside from having blue skin, seems like a local Bengaluru guy. Speaks Kannada and Hindi and, like, is very, like, he lives here, but also has blue skin and is probably, like, maybe part demon or something. And he knows that he's not, like, a regular human, obviously.
Dope.
But not everybody around him knows this. You all know him, and he makes very good dosas, and that's the place where you go. What is his name, somebody?
I'm checking the Slack, but in the meantime, I just want to say, like, I think it would be amusing if, like, every once in a while there's, like, a new kind of, like, convert to Hinduism who comes to, like, worship at his stall. Because if you look at Hindu religious artwork, the gods are always portrayed in blue.
Yeah.
Is this person male, femme?
He's
neutral?
male and, like, pretty, like, taller than average and, like, broad and muscular.
Nice.
Let's go with Mohan.
Mohan. Okay.
You are hitting like all of my in-laws. I love it.
Yes. Excellent. So, yeah, Mohan
This is hilarious because I'm literally just trying to skip the ones that aren't my.
It's so good. I'm just gonna put a list of mine in the Slack and be like, "This is the naming list, I guess." So good.
I love it. Yeah, you go to Mohan's stall. He actually has like a couple of like apparently mortal, humans who work with him, and they're making food. They bring everything, and he sees you three, and he's like, "Oh, hey," because you like supernaturals kind of check each other and like, "Oh, hey, it's nice to see somebody who like." The world's weird, and it's nice that other people know that, So, dinner happens.
So do people tend to have, like you said that obviously the regular everyday mortals don't kind of click with some of the supernatural stuff that goes along. So does his establishment suffer because people just kind of walk right by him?
He just looks like a normal person.
He just looks like a normal person.
Yeah,
You're kind of tall.
Or a mortal person,
there's weird light or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of thing? Okay.
That was like a weird hue in the evening.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, Mohan's serving up dosas, and if anything needs to happen here,
I ordered in whatever dialect they were speaking before they started speaking.
Oh,
because I want to use my Rosetta Stone all the time.
yeah, excellent. The main Hindi dialect in Bengaluru is Kannada, which sounds like Canada, but it's not Canada. It's not Canadian. So that would be the main thing to speak there.
Yeah,
Or at least like first guess.
She's helicopter, like she's backseat, like driving, but like making up her dosa. Like, don't let that pepper in. Don't what?
So while Mohan's doing
great.
that, while Mohan's doing that, like his back is to you, and you're like, no, don't do that. So he opens the eyes on the back of his head and just like narrows them, like I know what I'm doing, kind of narrow the eyes.
All right.
Like, you're not his mom, you don't get to sleep that way.
Yeah.
I just like it when it's a little more on the edge. It's fine.
And then he
It'll be,
winks.
trust me, this place, he is the best. Trust.
In order to take the ire off of the situation, I'm going to start asking him, like, oh, like, how long have you been here? Like, you have family in the area? Just, like, the general, just high-level surface questions of getting to know somebody.
Yeah. He says, well, I'm new. I've only been here about 600 years. And you see that statement, like, just skip over the people next to you in line of, like, like I don't want to hear that. Like, 6 years? Yeah, that's probably it. So, like, that's kind of his, like, but, I mean, I'm not running this thing for 600 years, but,
In the area,
that's
kind of hanging out.
I like it here. It's a good fit. I like the feel of it.
Cool, man. Do you do catering?
I can, yeah.
Cool. Do you have, like, a card or something?
No, I mean, if you want to get in touch, you can.
Come over.
Yeah.
Okay. Rad. Thanks.
Yeah, like he doesn't have a website. He doesn't
That's
have
fine.
Twitter. He doesn't like.
She's just, like,
Oh
looking
yeah,
at, like,
this
you're
is
a
so
dark
strange
spot.
for you.
What
Yeah,
are
it's like.
you?
And I was like,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there going, maybe we can help him out for some free food on the side.
What?
Do you know about the internet?
Yeah, that's they come on the CDs, right?
We're gonna fix you. It's fine. This is good. This was
He's
also.
not broken. He's perfect the way he is.
I disagree. Everyone can improve. Not a CD.
I mean, his arms look great though.
Yeah.
It's-
What do we do? I don't.
It's fine. Let's just eat.
When you came over here, was the obelisk here when you first got here?
Ooh, good question.
It's hard to think about. That's and again, the people around you are just like like they're kind of like losing the thread of the conversation, and they're like just looking at their phones now because that's better than this weird buzzing in their head.
Oh my god! Every time I get distracted by my phone now, I'm gonna believe that there's a demigod nearby. I'm like, no. What's happening on Twitter?
I've happily chosen to believe that I'm being saved from, like, notice by supernatural creatures for many things.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, I have some Celtic fae looking out for me for sure. Like I've had way too much good luck in my life to like look away from that. So yeah, Mohan says, I know that it's there, but if I think about it, I'll forget. And then you can already see like his eyes are kind of like slight because he's now turned and his helpers are doing the cooking at this point because he's turned to have this conversation with you.
I am macromanaging the helpers.
And he's just like,
Yeah, do that, because, like, who knows what they do.
yeah.
and then you could see he was like, I'm sorry, what were you talking about?
I was just saying, like, it's amazing that more people don't know that you do the best paper dosas in Bengaluru.
Oh, that's very nice of you. And you could, like, his smile is so big and there are, like, too many teeth in his mouth.
Yay!
And they're very sharp. Like, oh, you are a meat eater. This person is...
Can we recognize what he is?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you.
I mean, not
roll a
that there's
history
anything
check?
wrong with being a meat eater, but I kind of, like, low-key judge.
Sure.
It's hard to, like, let go of the background. Like,
Yeah.
the upbringing.
No, yeah, I mean, and not a lot of, like, Hindu deities are into that, but, like, this guy is probably not, like, right hooked into the deity structure of Hindu, but, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to do
I want to right-click and, like, what is the source?
Yeah,
on this
yeah,
dude?
yeah,
Like,
check the source code.
are you?
So let's do a,
Spellcasting?
a spellcasting check.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or literally
Let's,
anything
it's
else. I
probably
don't know.
Read the Weave.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
To start out.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome. That Read the Weave is like source code for you.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
such a that's. I like
I
it.
like it.
All right.
This
That
was
one
a
went
5.
off.
So
Yeah.
Like,
It's a
mean,
9
you don't
plus
have to abandon it.
1 is a 10.
Hey, okay.
Hey.
So you get 3 questions. Normally it would be from read a person, but it doesn't have to be all from the same section.
Yeah.
So listening along, the sections are read a person, read a place, read an artifact.
Sweet. Can I just abbreviate read an artifact to what is this?
I mean, this is a person. Can you just read a person?
Well, I mean, I was just playing with the language of the questions.
Yeah.
There's not a read a person that's what are you?
Yeah.
'Cause that's a crazy question to type down like a human.
I would never write
Yeah.
that down. That's wild.
It's
Um,
I mean, maybe it's been too normalized. Things have been asked too many times.
Yeah.
So the person you're talking to is the let's say the biological product of a demon and a mortal.
Ah, cool.
And the one thing that you could pick up right away of the like what is this is like he is a demon who will never get older. And that's just
Cool.
that's his like thing is he's not getting any older.
Nice.
He says this really old source code that is not being updated. The firmware is way out of date.
Oh God. Okay.
How hard would it be to teach him how to do internet things?
That's tough. I mean, when the internet has been around for like this tiny blink of an eye
Yeah.
from a 600-year perspective,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like he lived through a lot of shit in this town.
Nice.
So it is less like let's start learning about rock music, and more like the other dude, you know, Brad Pitt's character whose name I've forgotten.
Benjamin Button?
No, in the-
Nope. I'm sticking with Benjamin Button. Sorry. What? Go
Fair,
ahead.
yes, no. In Interview with a Vampire, I don't remember.
Oh,
Yeah. What?
right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. God, I haven't seen that in ages.
I mean, I read all the books up until a point
Yeah, fucking same. But why is that a tiny little blank in my brain?
because he was boring and like an ass.
I bet the
And
Secret
Lestat was
Society
an
will
ass
remind you.
and also really interesting.
Yeah, he's cute though. So, second question. Where did this person come from? So, like, before they were here.
Yeah. So Mohan was born here, and I'm going to also just give you a little bit more of his heritage with that question. Is that there's a group of demons in the like Hindu underworld who are kind of foot soldiers, various things. I don't know how much specifically Io knows about sort of like Hindu
Very
as a
little.
religion,
Yeah.
but there is like a sort of class of foot soldier demon
Cool.
that various deities in Hindu use.
Nice.
So they're not all blue with eyes in the back of their head, but this guy is.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
Did you want to add something?
Grammar. In the Hindu pantheon or in Hinduism?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yep.
Just gonna accurate.
No. I'd rather be checked on that, especially because we want to be respectful of actual living religions that people believe in the context of our fictional world, where
They all exist.
yeah,
Nice.
Everything.
yeah.
Also, all of this information is like popping up on her glasses. If you like look closely enough, like it's coming up as a frame, and then she kind of like smirks and then goes, the last question she's gonna ask is, how do I get this person to give me free food?
Yeah. Okay. That's really interesting. I think
Query
probably
done. Now this is for fun.
if you were to sit down and have a long conversation about stuff that's happened in history, that would be like he would really enjoy having conversations about stuff like that.
Yep, that pops up and she just wipes it and it like blanks out. She's like, I'll use money. Okay.
Okay, well the door's open.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's good.
Sweet.
All right.
Good choice.
Uh,
Good choice.
I
So
like him.
Told you.
Yeah, this is very, very good.
anything else we need to handle here?
It's Louis. Good job. Sorry, my chat said Louis. His name was Louis the vampire.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Good job.
I will have forgotten that in like.
Yeah, right.
So we get through dinner
Yeah.
and head over to the club. Relatively early, I think we said, right? This is probably like a 6 o'clock dinner and then go to the club.
This is me going early.
Yeah.
I will not speak for anybody else.
Yeah.
I would say that like. I mean, early dinner. Like, so we're probably there at 8. He eats and jets, and we eat
Yeah. Okay.
and like don't jet.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. It's not far away because it's just like Cafe Rocket butts up to the bazaar. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. When you head over to the cafe, you find a bunch of people waiting outside, and you recognize them as like, waiters and folks who work. Some people you don't recognize, but they're in like chef's clothes. You're like, oh yeah, I probably never met you before. You work in the kitchen, but
And I'm gonna go up and introduce myself if I know everybody else in line.
sure, yeah. They're not in line. They're like milling around
Oh,
outside the cafe,
all right.
and looking at their watches and looking in the windows, and that's the scene that you walk up on.
Okay, and then, hey folks, what's going on? Are we open for business?
Hey, so this waiter who you recognize,
Yeah.
and has hit on you several times.
Cool.
Says, "Oh, it's so good to see you again." What were you asking? Just totally, just like.
Oh, why everyone's outside and not inside? Like, are we gonna
Huh.
open soon? Because there's a couple people coming. We want to make sure that they're in. We got something going on. I'm sure there's stuff that all of you guys need to do, and like, I'd say hi to a couple of the other people there.
We have so
well.
much to do.
Is it locked?
What?
Hold that thought. Just about, I'm gonna go up and try the door.
Oh yeah, it's locked.
Okay. Does anybody have a key? Let's start with basics.
No. So the guy you're talking to is like, no. Usually, Parminder's here by now, and it's all open. Like this has never happened. I've worked here for 3 years, and this has never happened.
Cool. Has anybody called her?
I think. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up my phone. And I'm just gonna call her real quick. Be like,
Okay.
Point.
I know traffic was bad earlier, so let's see if.
Yeah.
Traffic is 100% perpetually bad.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Like it doesn't matter what
12
time it
million
is.
people in one
This
small
is,
area.
This is the 405 times another 100 million people.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. There's like a ring road. There's like a freeway that goes around the outside part. I was watching video of it, and it's just like borderline parking lot,
Yeah.
almost all the time.
That's awful.
You get into this parking lot so you can go to that parking lot. Of like,
Good.
Yeah. Personally, that drives me. Just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
yeah, it's yucky. But the phone just rings and goes to voicemail.
Ooh. I'm gonna shoot Io a text and be like, I'm not gonna ask how, why, or anything else, but do you know where Parminder is?
Okay. Hold please. Your phone just says that. It's like a voice memo that just comes out of your phone.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Sure. I would like to try to ping Parminder's phone.
Okay, we'll need some spellcasting.
Yeah. Sweet. It's time. Yeah, that's a 12.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
All right. So what do you want to pick from your spellcasting?
Let's go.
Like reveal a secret is
Yeah,
probably.
it's definitely reveal a secret.
And I think you get 2 things.
Yeah. And I want to communicate impossibly.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the secret that you reveal is that Parminder's phone, this isn't a secret, just received a call from your friend Marc, and then was immediately turned off.
Oh.
Right? And where it was when that happened is at a local, like, private airfield in the sort of Koramangala, greater neighborhood.
Okay.
It would be like if Rodeo Drive had a private airport. So
Nice. Which it does.
as
just
far
don't
as
know about
far
it.
as we know, it does.
Yeah. Sweet. And let's say, how about one of my senses goes dull for a time?
Oh, okay, for the
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah.
All right.
My hearing goes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, not all the way, but like.
Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Mop. Was listening very hard. It's fine. And you just hear like a yell through your, like, can that be my communicating possibly?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a really loud IO voice going, she's at an airfield. Mop. Can you hear me? Mop.
Yes.
My ear's popping.
What? I just text yes. Thank you. And then a dual text to be like, if she's at an airfield, that's not at the club, and that could be a problem.
Oh, that's a fair point.
True.
And then the immediate follow up is, does anybody know how to pick a lock?
Duh.
Yes.
Okay. Would you mind coming to the club, please?
I mean, shouldn't we find out what's up with Parminder?
There may be information inside the club. And also, the show must go on.
Yeah.
Both are good things.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, this just saves me from getting the, like, lassi I really wanted. I'm lactose intolerant and I should never drink it, but it tastes so good.
It is
I
good.
mean, the enzymes in yogurt can, like...
It can, it does not.
No.
I'm so sad.
It's just a choice. I'm making a choice. I make a stand. I tell my body what we eat.
Yeah.
Also, Lactaid.
Yeah.
It doesn't help you.
Not really. Anywho, so yeah. Okay. Hey, that wasn't that far.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you just walk over
Yeah.
from dinner. Yeah.
And meanwhile, like, I'm talking to the staff and just saying, okay, we don't know where she is, but that doesn't mean that we can't do a great job tonight. I've heard a lot of people are coming. We're super excited. And I've slowly pushed them away from the door so you guys have unfettered access to make magic because I don't know what's going to happen.
Cool. Rock, paper, scissors.
Well,
if
I
we're
can
gonna
Deus
pick the
Ex
lo-
Machina and just open it.
Okay.
Let's
I mean,
try
I could
this.
also just use magic. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to do the thing.
Basically the same thing.
Is there an assistant manager or an assistant to the regional manager of the club?
So that is
I'll check.
a 10.
Nice.
Okay, so 10. Very good. What does Deus Ex Machina mean? Do.
Oh, I roll a 2d6 plus judgment.
Don't
to
read the
touch-
whole thing. Summarize.
Okay, I touch the device or machine, project my will into it. So basically, I like touch the lock, and I'm like, "Open, please."
Yeah. Okay.
And it's like, "Okay."
Be the lock. Okay. Now be unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And
Unlock
then
your
on
potential.
a 10 plus, I can take +1 forward to push the object's performance beyond normal.
Yeah. You can lock the heck out of this door.
So
Like, I feel like in this context, at the end of the night, I could, like, assuming Parminder, like, we haven't resolved the situation, I could lock it back up.
Yeah, you totally could. I'm pretty sure also, like, the next, like, you could just come up to this door until they ever change the locks and just go punk and, like, Fonzie the door open.
yeah.
I like to think of it more as a gentle caress.
Sure. Okay.
Hey, Lock.
And I'm like,
up,
"Hi,
girl?"
baby. How you doing?"
I'm
And
good.
it's
How you
like,
Hey, I remember you.
doing? Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, Dorhe.
Hey, door.
exactly.
Oh, man.
Could it just like,
Um,
open.
I hate you.
Mervyn's hates you.
All right, at some point we're gonna have to change a light bulb, and it's gonna be great.
But if there's part of her cabaret, for instance, like since Parminder's been doing most of the hostess work, if there's like a soloist or a lead singer or somebody up there like that has come up, like that's somebody I want to target to be like, how'd you like to be up front?
there is like a host, but not anyone who gets on stage. Like Parminder has taken center stage even with her injury and everything. Like has been very present in all of this.
I'm looking more for like there's the on the ground host that like welcomes you, handles front of bar kind of a situation,
Like
and
a
there's
hostess.
or hostess. I'm
Sure.
sorry, I was using the word Jason used. And then there is the person in the cabaret, because you said there's a lot of performance and stuff like that. That is, if not an understudy, but one that is acknowledged to have talent.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have you roll judgment to sort of, because there isn't, like, immediately, a name doesn't come to mind, right?
Okay.
You've been here a bunch, and there isn't, like, a primary sort of understudy type of person.
Yep.
But you might be able to pick up on, like, ooh, this person's charisma is going to do
Got
the
it.
trick, so let's pick them out. Yep.
Hey.
7.
Oh, okay. Plus 0?
Yeah.
All right. So it's just kind of a custom move. It's not really read the weave. But yeah, you narrow it down to like 3 people.
Okay.
So in the like sort of cabaret dancers, there's 2 women and a man who this is the guy who does a lot of the lifts and sort of things if they do that kind of show. So yeah, it's up to you. You've got it narrowed down a little bit. You know, these 3 folks have a lot of charisma between the 3 of them. They're usually out front. They're usually sort of, if they're not on stage dancing, they'll like walk the room a little bit and say hi to people and that. But
I'm just going to do a quick sketch of an outline of how the night can go with the bands and the performances that are planned. I don't know what she had planned for the projector, but I'm looking for somebody that maybe is the same size that could handle that part of it, and just put up a quick skeleton of if she doesn't come back by X time, here's the go plan.
okay.
Full faith that they can handle.
The guy who does the lifts, Anik, is her height. So
Okay.
that would be closer to the right if you're talking about like physical size.
Yeah.
Not her height in heels, but
No.
he's, at least like 6 feet tall and closer to her height than the 2 women are.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So yeah, and then making sure that he fits into the clothes that she has, and he's okay going in that direction if he's not normally a drag queen. Or
Yeah, I mean, if you encourage him.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
He's going to
Yeah.
be very open to your suggestions.
Yeah. So kind of outlining, here's how it is, and just encouraging them to go with themselves.
Sure.
And go with their natural proclivities to
Sure.
just open up for the night.
Okay. Yeah, so he goes in the dressing room and
Live
it's
your
like,
best life. Go live your best
Yeah,
life.
exactly. Be free.
so the only hitch so far, like everyone's sort of taking your lead and going like, oh good, someone's in charge. Like this is great. And they know you. They've seen you here a bunch. So the only hitch is that it turns out Parminder always brings the like projector presentation on a thumb drive. Like that. She brings that at the night and plugs it in, like apparently has prepared it at home and brings that, and it's like in her special little like a pouch in her purse.
Clutch.
Yeah. But it's like a special one just for that, and everyone knows it's
Okay.
like the little ruby pouch that she's got. Because she makes a big deal out of it every time. She's like, okay, I'm going to plug in the thing. Cool, it's a thumb drive.
I mean,
But
if you're gonna bedazzle your thumb drive, like, might as well call attention to it.
yeah.
100%. Well, in that case, I'm probably gonna text or like
We're
are you
here
guys. Yeah, you guys are around me. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, either of you guys want to work on a projection presentation while one of us goes
I'm gonna go try to figure out what the hell is going on
in
with Parminder.
like in her computer and stuff, and maybe there's some information there. That was the other thing I was thinking about.
Because like there's a bunch of stuff that people can do without like the 3D projection.
Okay.
But like I think would still be a good night without stealing the like comeback queen.
Very fair.
We're definitely touching the projector. I'm walking toward it now.
I mean, you can do what you want. I'm gonna go find out why Parminder is at a airstrip in like here instead of here,
Yeah, it's probably not great.
Yes, that is.
and not answering
Super important.
Calls.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure people weren't going to notice, and it wasn't going to be.
And you did a great job at that.
Yeah. So anything you need help from me, because at this point they're going, so I'd be happy to help in any way, shape, or form.
Let's go do the thing.
Okay, so what are we doing?
You
Well,
want-
I started
apparently
walking in a direction.
you're going to go to the projector, and we're going to go. I am going to go to Parminder's office
Okay.
and see if there's I'm gonna look for clues.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
I'm gonna Scooby Gang the shit out of this office.
Yeah. So the office is really, like, dressing room's a better word for it, because it's, you go in there and there's, like, the mirror with the lights around it and the, like, racks of clothes. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what, like, a wardrobe set looks like. It's funny because Pooja works in TV.
Because this my job.
Yeah. Good inside jokes for our live stream. The dressing room also has like a desk where there's all the wires you would plug your laptop into, but no laptop there. And otherwise, it's a probably the other thing that would stand out to you right away. I don't know if you had a mental image of what this room looked like beforehand, but the perfumes and the makeups everything is like precisely laid out such that your design eye all of these measurements are precise. You could just see from a distance of everything is exactly this distance apart and this arrangement, and you it would take a machine to place things like that. That's bizarre from your point of view of
And then part of me is also like, man, I wish my workshop could be this organized.
Yeah, that'd be nice, right?
You should try to do this for 3 books on your bookshelf next time you go.
I mean, let's start with 2. But really the problem is I have to decide on one system.
How many times have you gotten the same book because you couldn't remember where the previous copy of it was?
No more than a dozen.
Okay.
I mean, really, what does that matter? Then I have great gifts to give people.
That's true.
They're always first editions.
That's true. So what do you want to do?
Okay, so you said there's no laptop, even though there's a dock for a laptop.
Yeah, there's all the wires and stuff
and
sort of
is really
Velcroed.
weirdly closely, very precisely placed, and nothing is out of place in terms of the makeup and
doesn't
that
seem like
side of it, the performance side of it.
Right.
So I'm going to search the desk and see if there's anything
Sure.
that stands out. Any notes about meeting people or what on a business end or a personal end that might have happened today.
Let's do a judgment roll. And then we'll see what's happening with that.
Hey!
Ooh, that's a lot.
That's a nice.
11 on the dice.
13.
Okay, so you're looking over there's a notepad and, just a few scraps of paper. Excuse me. Sorry.
All good.
It's overcome with how awesome my roll was.
Yeah, it was very exciting. There's actually, if you manage to unlock it, there's something extra happens if you get a 13 or better, so it's kind of fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you have to unlock that ability.
Godlike.
So the dressing room side of things is all organized. You even realize, the clothes are in, color order. Oh, wow, okay, there's a lot going on here. The desk is the place where, some Post-its aren't lined up, and these pens are they're kind of in a place together, but they're just kind of jumbled in there. So it doesn't really feel like the same space. And then as you're kind of looking over this, it's just a blank notepad. Your fingertips run over it, and you realize oh, there's the indentation of writing here, because you're just picking up on every little detail at this point. And you run your fingertips over it, and you realize oh, this is she was writing a time to go meet somebody, and it was at 6 o'clock to 6 p.m. today, and she was going to go talk to a supplier for something. It's go talk to so and so about the order, right? It's not go talk to this person, with all the evil plans laid out. But but you do have you don't even have to do the sketch thing over it.
I don't have to do the
you just
ledger?
oh, okay, I know what this says. I mean, you can if you want to show it to people, but
I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like mentioning Jessica Fletcher.
So I'm gonna turn focus real quick.
Sweet.
You're looking at this projector.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does it look special?
It does.
Cool. So my plan is to try to understand it.
Uh-huh.
And if I can't understand it, I'm going to break it.
Okay. That seems like a good plan.
Man.
'Cause no, like, not in a bad way. Like, if I unmake it, then I can remake it. So, yeah. Can I try to read the weave on this
Yeah.
artifact?
Let's do that.
Cool. Let's hope this works. I don't have to counterspell it, but I will. That's a 9.
Okay. So, what would you like to add? You get 2 questions.
Woot woot.
Probably artifact is the right.
Yeah, totally.
Why does that have 2 question marks on it?
Yeah.
Everyone scratch out one of those question marks.
I thought it was just.
No, it's important.
Cool. That went out to my newsletter today.
It's good. Who made this artifact?
Oh, that's such a good question. Why is it on there? Okay. I have to give a little bit of feedback on this one.
Totally.
A god made this.
Yeah.
Right,
okay,
and
that
so
makes
it's like,
Yes.
like
Okay,
yeah,
that's it.
there's a lot happening, and so I'm not going to tell you who, but I'm going
Yeah.
to say a god made it.
Sweet. Okay, and why am I drawn to this artifact?
It's probably the ring of orichalcum around the lens.
Oh, I want it.
It's a lot. It's like, it's probably like 2 ounces worth of orichalcum, which is, you know, a fifth of an epic weapon.
I like Parminder, right?
Yeah.
think
She's been really good to you,
she's so nice, and I did break her ankle.
but just the one. She
Just
has the other
she has
ankle.
2! But I feel like I could understand this better if I touch it with my magic real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I could put it back. I'll put it back. She's just out loud, like, I'm gonna put it back together.
Are you watching this?
Fine.
Nope. I'm
Okay.
in the office.
Okay.
Like, or just going wherever kind of I need to be.
Yep.
So,
Okay, because Kavita's in the office.
Yeah, so I was originally going to go with her if she needed help, but
Oh,
if I
okay.
got distracted by somebody asking a question or something,
Okay.
You know,
well, yeah, we'll follow up
because
with
I
that
wanted
in
to
a
make
second.
sure she
yeah.
had a spotlight.
I'm
Yep.
also pinging Investigate a Mystery, because this thing
Yep.
is mysterious.
That adds up. So we're doing spellcasting now?
Yeah, we're gonna counterspell it.
Oh, counterspell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hope that goes well.
Yeah, because if I do a good enough job, I'll understand it well enough to rebuild it.
Pooja, can you grab me one of these, please? Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. I've never gotten to touch magic that, like, I mean, I have, but this is... I'm gonna... Alright. Ooh, doubles!
Doubles.
Hooray!
Take a thread.
Yeah, take a thread.
Yay,
It's our first
gotta.
doubles. Doubles.
First doubles.
Got it.
Oops, and I didn't mark that.
Yeah, I was going to do that if you didn't.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's 8. Plus 1 is a 9. But, haha, I have divine intellect. So it works as a 10 plus.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sweet. So, yeah, the effect dissolves, and I understand it well enough to rebuild it.
Okay.
So, like, as she's undoing it, like, it's just scrolling a bunch of information, like, okay, we're going to save that. We're
Right.
going to have to cast that again later. Sweet.
So I know you have Rosetta Stone. Are any dialects of Hindi, is that something you grew up with, or is this like a fairly new thing for you to
Fairly
understand?
new. Like, as long
Yeah.
as I've been here. She's
Okay.
been trying to, like, find different groups. Like, she loves going to the bazaar and getting, like, other regional, like, food
Mm-hmm.
from India, because, like, usually the people that make it are from those areas, so she's, like, trying to pick up dialects, like,
Yeah.
as she goes. Like, what is this? Just talk about it in your language. You don't need English. This is fine.
Okay. So as you like start to take this thing apart, you realize like it's like in the shell of a projector, and it's just empty inside. But inside, like on the inside of this case, is this scrawled writing that looks like a child is writing this. And so, like, your Rosetta Stone is, like, spinning at maximum power right now. Because it's, like, an ancient dialect of Hindi, and it's not a language you're super familiar with, and it's scrawled in, like, this childlike handwriting.
Cool.
That's like, you know, when a child holds a crayon in their fist,
Yeah.
you know, is what that looks like.
Nice.
And so as you're reading the inside of this, you're like, oh, okay, this is like an incantation that puts like a permanent spell together. Like, okay, I kind of understand how this works.
Cool.
But you also realize there's a bunch of stuff here that's designed to like be an illusion and be like the device itself will trick people into thinking that it's a regular projector.
You knew it. You just hear, I knew it.
And I also feel like in this, like where you're sort of looking at this and you've sort of dismantled it a little bit, everyone's kind of like walking around like, I guess that's okay that she's doing that. And I think while you're holding this, you realize like you've got that ring of the lens ring just like in your fingers, and you're sort of running it through because it's it's like 2 inches wide.
Yeah.
And so you're just kind of like rotating it through your fingers as you're looking through this.
Yeah. This is nice, and I want to keep it. I may forget to put it back when I'm putting it back together.
So can you, Rosetta Stone doesn't have a roll associated with it, right? So just do a metal roll for me with Fate's Favor.
Okay.
Ooh.
And Fate's Favor is?
You roll 3 dice and keep the better 2.
I rolled 3, and 2 of them are 5s.
Hey, okay, so that's also doubles.
Woo woo! All right, so that's it's a 9 because it's -1.
Oh.
Oh, beans.
Okay. So the...
Ooh, I cast... Does counterspell count as casting a spell, or do I have to cast a
But you already cast a spell.
You cast a spell
earlier
to communicate with her.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
So you take an
Shit,
advancement.
I got my first advancement.
Damn.
Well, unless you want to spend one on an emergency coming up.
I'm taking an advancement.
Okay. You want to do that right now?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it while you explain
Oh,
cool
okay.
things to me.
So it takes a little bit longer than you expected to figure this out, and you're not used to being stumped by a language. That's the thing. You're like, wait, what? And then you realize as you hold the if you look through the ring, all the like scrawled writing like straightens up into like kind of well written Hindi instead of the like child crayon on the inside of a box.
Nice.
And now it's very clear to you how all of this is written, and it's almost like this is written as if a coder was writing thing and adding comments, and like
That's so cool.
all this is very well laid out, and you can see it's basically a love letter from Hanuman, and he has created this device to like as a gift to his friend, and so his friend, and in honor of his friend, is like there's a lot of like flowery language in there, but it basically says, and this gift will bring your ideas to life. Like that's the whole spell, but Hanuman wrote it. Then put a bunch of orichalcum in it. He's like, this is good enough. Hanuman has terrible handwriting.
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
I mean, no one expects better.
Right. And so it's a fairly simple thing that he wrote. It just took up the whole inside of the projector because he has terrible handwriting.
That's amazing.
So it looked like a lot more than it was. But once you sort of peered through the ring, and you actually realize that by itself, anybody would have equivalent of Rosetta Stone.
Oh,
if they were like, like anybody could just pick this up and use it.
Nice.
It is an artifact in and of itself.
I don't want other people to have the things I can do. Oh, do I put it back? I'm going to walk around with it for a while. Also, I picked up Portal.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm going to spend some extra time. I'm probably going to have to figure out how to get everyone to go save Parminder faster or whatever. More time for this, though.
Yeah, I think the ring probably opened up some ideas about how to do portals.
Sweet. And then
so I'm going to come out of the office and be like, Parminder was supposed to meet someone about an order at 6. It was name?
Oh, it was Western name, Devon Wildwood.
Devon?
Yeah.
Such a bad
O-N.
idea.
Wildwood.
Parminder was meeting somebody named Devon Wildwood about some kind of order at 6.
It's magic. It's magic. It's magic.
What is?
The projector.
Okay.
Somebody drops like a napkin holder next to you, like at the tip. They're like, like that was a lot to have to ignore all at once. You're just shouting that it's magic and holding it up and explaining it. Like, like all the stuff falls over. They're like, oh, sorry, and they start cleaning it up.
Yep, that's fine.
Would that explain why somebody would kidnap Parminder, though?
No.
Okay. Well, let's go to where Parminder is and see if she's in trouble from this Devon person.
You think there's any records of the internet about this Devon person?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah, we could both check. You want to check?
you could check.
Okay,
You
I'll check.
basically are the internet.
That feels a little reductionist, though not necessarily inaccurate.
I mean, I don't mean that that's all you are.
You? Okay. Can I try to check the internet for Devon? And she grabs her phone and then just Googles the name.
Do you like put the projector back together first? Are you still holding all the pieces? Like what?
Can you
what-
ask the employees?
I
Yeah,
think
I'll make a round.
she put it back together, but is still inadvertently holding the orichalcum ring
Whoops.
and spinning it.
Yeah.
It's very like you guys can see that she's doing. She's not trying to hide it. She's just kind of spinning it, and she seems distracted. She's thinking about portals.
Like if I did this and this,
Like,
like
go
yeah.
through it. Like,
Yeah.
like it's
There's no.
it opens to
If
different
you
spa-
if you go through it,
yeah, if you could just go through it.
Yeah,
again
and
and
like
again.
either way, like
Yeah, it goes both ways. This is fine. What?
It's not the only thing. The while there's Googling going on,
Yeah.
per suggestion from Kavita, I'm going to go talk to some of the higher place people and check to see who the suppliers are for like the alcohol, the booze, and stuff like that, and see if I can get a name for Devon.
yeah, okay. The bartender is the person who takes care of a lot of that stuff. Or but does anyone want to pick a name? Shall
They
I?
tend the bar.
go right ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I have a whole list of names here because I'm not that familiar with these names.
Anomika.
Okay.
What about him?
Him. That's the one I was just looking at, actually. I had it
pretty
under as
cool.
like kind of a gender neutral name.
Yeah.
So him is they them,
Okay.
and is the head bartender and kind of runs ordering drinks and bar food and stuff like that. I don't think they have like a full restaurant at the cafe, but they do drinks and bar food and stuff like that.
Why would you if there's like the bazaar right behind
Right,
you?
like,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And they're
Look
fine
at
with people
that.
like, yeah, bring your dosas in or whatever. Like that's
No one
Yeah.
is.
well, okay, but
Everyone is like attempting to bring their doses in, but then they finish them right before they
oh
get
yeah, they don't
inside.
make it all the way across the bazaar. That's crazy. Yeah, you're right.
There's like a sphere of influence that just everything has to be consumed within then.
Yeah.
As you approach the edge of the bazaar, you start eating faster. Like, I don't know why. I must be done.
It's so good.
And Hem says that they don't recognize the name Devon
Okay.
Wildwood. Like that's not one of their suppliers. Hem knows all of the suppliers personally.
Cool.
And has recently done like the booze order and the like the big box of coffee that they get. Like all that stuff that is ordered for the cafe. Hem does that.
Okay.
And that name is not anywhere on their like ledger or book.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna thank them very much, and then ask them if they can do me a favor to keep an eye out and kind of take care of Vladivostok, because I may have to go.
Is that the spoken word group?
Yeah, they're opening.
Oh, sweet. The talk is coming.
The talk.
And is very excited and is the only person in this room who knows who they are.
That's right. So while I'm standing there talking to them, I'm gonna immediately send a text to Vladivostok and have the band ask for the bartender.
Yeah, you hear someone's text message alert go off because they're loading in. Like,
I'm
people
like,
are like coming in.
Legit.
And,
here
I
right
wave
now.
and I
Yeah.
point and I give the thumbs up and I'm
These
out.
like beardy Russian dudes are Vladivostok.
Dope.
Three of them?
Three.
Yeah, bearded Russian dudes.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Yep.
I like it. With perfect elocution.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
We're going to be a talk group.
Yeah.
Probably be able to enunciate. I mean, it's in Russian, but whatever.
I mean, mumblecore is a thing for a reason.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
Okay, yep. All right, so the
But Russian.
Googling. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. So you're holding your phone, you're fiddling with this thing, and inadvertently the ring like passes a part of your phone,
Yeah.
and the screen. You realize like that little corner of the screen goes from being like a web page that you're looking at to a video, to just like and you move it, and you can't put it over your whole screen unless you like, oh, if I pull it back and hold my phone away. So your phone is showing you a live feed of a person, of a dude, a white dude in like a brown suit with a vest and a white shirt with no tie or anything, but it's like brown vest, brown suit, and is walking across a tarmac to a helicopter. And you're not really sure what, like, this isn't a security camera, this isn't a top down, like, you're just like riding behind his shoulder.
Cool.
And you're like, what? As you're looking through this.
Hey, do you see this? And then she like turns it towards you.
Yeah.
Also,
That's
this,
the airstrip.
Somebody walks behind Kavita and passes out. As she like looks
I'll
over
look down,
Kavita's
Marc.
shoulder and is like, oh, and just,
That's what you get for trying to spy.
and I assume Marc helps them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
it's- but then I'm gonna turn them away.
Yeah,
as
like-
like helping them up.
They're like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I think I didn't have enough for lunch. Like,
Oh, I tell them about the dosas place.
Yeah.
Like,
all right. They leave. Like, wait, you were working? Like, no, that's, you go.
Fine. Cool.
That's the airstrip. Oh hell, I've been there. I totally forgot.
It's pretty much just helicopters at this one. It's not really an airstrip as much as the,
It's a landing pad.
helipad.
yep.
It's at the top of the goal.
Yeah, okay.
It's at the top of the Garden of Life.
Okay.
Oh, that's
The GOL landing pad.
there.
Yeah, really, just very quickly, I do need to let you know that this came off of the projector, but I will not give it back. Just letting you know.
We can burn these bridges when we come to them.
Yeah, okay, cool. Just, this is for Io now.
Can you roll weird, please?
Yep.
Oh,
You did, like, you said all that in character, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-oh. Doubles.
it's doubles.
Doubles.
And it's a fail boat.
Ooh, I
But
can't.
it's four.
Maybe not.
What is it for weird?
Yeah.
4 plus 3 is a 7.
Oh, okay.
Wow, well done.
Good. So what you were rolling for
Also
was
so many
to,
threads today.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
This is a good
that's
one.
pretty wild.
This is a buck wild rolling
It's
night.
pretty wild.
Yeah. So you were rolling to resist, like a curse is the wrong word, but you're, as you're like, yeah, I'm keeping this, and it starts to get hot, and you're like, stop it, ow, okay, stop being hot, and it stops, right? But there's this like pressure
Yeah.
of like, I'm gonna be hot,
Two.
and you have to keep thinking about it, like, no.
You gonna be bad if I put you in a pocket? Probably. I'm gonna hold it.
Well, I mean, your clothes are flammable.
Yeah.
I forget, is
You said stop being hot out loud, so like
Yeah,
that's the
I
only
did.
thing I'm responding to. I'm like,
what is Io's like physical size?
She's always like me. She's 6 feet tall.
Yeah, okay.
So unassuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to be very taller than you.
You know,
Dreams.
at least no one will confuse you for a Russian hooker.
that's true.
Good.
Congrats.
Yeah.
First time for
I mean,
everything.
it's a thing.
You know when okay, so maybe you don't know because I remember I don't think you've seen. Oh, you saw Fellowship of the Ring, right?
Yeah.
So
We
when
got through one.
when Isildur reaches down and picks up the ring and the ring like shrinks down. And he's like, cool, I could wear this. Oops, I shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
As you're like thinking about like putting this in your pocket, the ring like grows a little bit, and you're like, oh, actually, that would fit over my wrist real good.
Sweet.
Do you want me to make you a bag?
Yes, please. No, I want to wear it. Put stuff more on it.
And then it shrinks a little bit.
Ow! Fuck you. We're fine.
Okay, just let me know. I mean, I could do that.
Okay, thank you. I would actually really like that.
But it is cute. I mean, in a weird, like, sharp way?
Yeah, it's not like good like stuff you make.
I mean, not this,
And
but like...
for reference, raw orichalcum has this sort of like brassy rose gold color. Not really rosy as much as like brassy, coppery kind of color to it. But it's usually looks kind of slick because it's also made of mercury, which
dope.
doesn't make any sense. Like orichalcum is a nonsense thing that's made up. But the
But it's
material,
supposed to be shaped to be beautiful, is basically what I'm saying.
yeah, and then the material is very distinctive for what it. So like any supernatural creature is going to recognize this like 1/4-inch thick flat band around your wrist.
Whoops.
Bangle.
I might not want to get fully invested in keeping it. That just doesn't feel right. But if it helps us get Parminder,
It will do that.
and
Most
then
definitely.
maybe if she wants to give you a gift as thanks. But I'm just saying right now, it just doesn't feel good.
Okay, we'll say that I am using it to help get her back.
Cool. On board with that party train.
Cool, let's do that.
It loosens a little bit to just be a regular bracelet.
Oh,
feel.
god damn it. It has feelings. I hate this thing. I mean, I love you.
Feelings do get in the way. So
I'm uncomfortable. We should go.
should we just go, like, should we walk over to the place and go up, see if we can get upstairs?
No, I have a thought about this. Thanks to Bracelet Friend. You're good. It's... What? We should go outside. Everyone keeps fainting. Let's go to a quiet... Bathroom. To the bathroom.
No, it's dirty in there. We'll go out the back.
There's also people out in the back. There's literally a band loading in. And I really like the talk.
Parminder's
Fine.
dressing room is empty.
Yeah, we can go in the office.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, cool. So I was thinking, because it's like a little thing, he looks and it's a new place. Anyway, let's try this. And I want to try to cast Portal. Yeah.
I don't like the word try to cast.
Uh-huh.
Okay, just being outward and in touch with my feelings.
I'm going to have you roll 3 dice, but I'm not going to tell you if it's favor or disfavor yet.
I'm into it. This is fun. It's going to be fun.
It'll be great.
All right. They're all good dice.
4, 5, 6.
They're amazing.
4, 5, 6?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you add to that? Weird?
Weird. It says a +3.
Okay, so big success.
Yeah.
10 plus, for sure.
Doing all the things.
What do your portals look like?
I think she tried to imagine it as like opening a like circle hall like door, and it actually just resolved into like disappearing into like cascading blue light and then reappearing wherever it was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And on a 10 plus with portal, you can actually see through to the other side.
Yeah.
So, and you wanted to go to the
I
helipad
think I can
directly?
see it through my glasses, but like it's not a portal that everyone can look through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They just see like the panel of like blue or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. Cool. So you were aiming for the helipad?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you're looking through, you can see there's room for like 4 helicopters up here. There's just one. And you could see this guy in the brown suit who came up when you were searching for Devin. It's probably Devin. Spoiler, it's Devin.
What was Devin's last name again?
Wildwood.
Wildwood.
And Parminder is walking behind him. You're kind of looking behind them because that was your perspective before, and you
Yeah.
realize like, oh, he was walking away. And if you'd watched a little longer, Parminder's walking behind him, and so you see the back of both of them. Parminder is in this like glittery ruby slinky floor length,
Nice.
right? Like it's not like a big flare out sort of thing, but like just straight up and down.
Nice.
So it's not a mermaid.
No, not quite. But looks like this is Parminder for nighttime, like
Yeah,
she's ready
she's
to
in
go,
her night drag, yeah.
right? But is here walking to a helicopter.
Okay.
She is the femme fatale.
Yeah. It's Jessica Rabbiting all over this.
Yeah, that's a better
Yeah,
example.
sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is it ready?
Yeah, just go through.
Awesome.
Just walk through. Just walk forward.
Can we just grab Parminder through it?
I'm just gonna jump
I
through
mean,
it. I'm jumping through.
Okay,
Oh.
well, she just went. I think she
We're-
wants to
I'm
be where
right
she is.
behind-
Okay,
yep.
let's go.
I like to. I mean, if we're
Save
gonna
the
do
day.
it, if we're gonna do it,
Carpe did that.
I'm just saying.
I like it.
I asked if it was okay to go through, and she said yes. So I don't see any reason to talk
Sure.
about it more.
Fair.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So we come out on the roof. It is extremely well lit, even though it's what we said it was like 8:30 at night at this point. Although, well, yeah, it was springtime, but it's overcast and
What month is it? Sorry.
it's April.
Thank you.
Yeah. Or at least that's what I looked up about weather in Bengaluru. It's April in Bengaluru.
What is it like now?
Yeah.
Enter.
Yeah, that'd be a good
Weather
question.
today.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
But in any case, sorry, it was just a question.
Yeah,
No,
no, that's good.
Sets the scene. We are seen.
Are we seen?
You can
We are
That's actually-
seeing.
go. That's go.
She went. I went. Or I actually gestured to you to be like, do you want to go first? Like ladies
I
first.
don't, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just usually
Cool.
together.
Yay.
Yay.
Do you hold hands?
I grab his hand.
Yay.
Okay. I am convinced that's what you have to do in order to go through a portal.
Even though she went through
Just
without.
Yeah,
the fact
it
that I
doesn't-
just already went.
Yeah, it doesn't. Didn't resonate.
Good,
It's
yes.
just like it's a thing now.
Awesome.
The
It's
last
before
person.
you cross the street.
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
person always has to hold hands to go through.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because she's
Yeah.
going to go through.
Yeah.
And so otherwise you wouldn't be able to. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's good.
That's
I
so
like
good.
it.
You gotta write that down.
So the portal normally stays open for a little while. You can dismiss it if you want, or do you want to? What is your thought as you're going through, regardless of what's your kind of expectation?
I think my expectation is that, I think she wanted it to be like a portal that stayed open, but I'm fine with the idea that, the way it actually resolves is that there's not really a thing to walk through.
So you hear in your head this, brief chuckle, do you want it to stay open forever?
No, who is this?
And then there's no reply.
What?
What?
Who are you talking
What?
to?
What?
That wasn't the normal ones. Hey, did we hear that? I was gonna ask.
It wasn't
The-
just your people?
Mm.
I figured you were just talking to your people.
Nope, that was that was one, and they were. No, we should get Parminder forever.
Forever? I mean, we don't own Parminder.
No, what? No, that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
you can't
Stop.
hold it forever.
You can't own people anymore.
Nope.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll deal with that later.
it's a lot to unpack.
So this is all happening on a rooftop where
Yeah.
now this person in the brown seat has turned around and Parminder has stopped walking but has not turned around to look at you. It's just standing still as this Devon person is turning around what the fuck is going on? That's what he's saying. It's
Yeah.
who the fuck are you people? And he looks pretty mad. You don't recognize him.
Late.
There's no response. And Devon says, she's right where she needs to be. So he's going to speak for her.
You don't speak for her. You
Yes.
don't speak for her.
And he sort of over his shoulder, because he's walking more towards you, he says, you get in the helicopter. And she just starts walking forward.
And I say, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw one of my hair janes to catch her around the wrist to tuck her back a little. Not roughly.
Okay.
Just
So
as a
Okay. So we're probably, so you guys probably came out in the middle of a big roof, right? It's like a massive roof that can have 4 helipads on it, right?
Yeah.
So pretty long distance. Do you want to do like a metal roll to
Big toss.
try and
yeah,
do
sure.
the ring
I'm gonna
toss?
do,
Is that what you
it's
said?
not a ring toss. It's more like a lasso.
Got her.
Yeah.
It's more like a lasso.
Okay.
Sure.
Wait, and it's made of gold?
Yes.
Would you call this a golden lasso? And aren't you a girl? Hold on.
Golden bangle girl?
I mean, I have the chains. I have the hair chains and the bangles.
Yeah. A lot of
Just-
options.
It's just options.
Yep.
And
Hey.
so that
Holy
is
moly.
Nice.
12.
The
Jesus.
dice energy is so strong today.
Yeah.
I think it's Rob's BDE
so-
hitting the rest of the dice.
Big dice energy?
Yes. That's only ever what that's meant.
finally understand now. I've seen that hashtag. I didn't know what it meant.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just so Rob. You're so Rob.
All right. So the your chains like unlink and relink themselves and are now impossibly long, right? Like no, there weren't that many links
They're
to start
totally
with.
where you just didn't notice.
Yeah, exactly. The unfolding space and time. They wrap around. You wanted the wrists?
I think wrists, yeah, because like, or waist.
Waist. Okay.
I was like, oh, don't dislocate her shoulder.
Yeah, that would suck. So yeah, you get around the waist, and she's just like leaning forward against the tension of the chains. She's not pulling you over, but she's
Can
not.
I turn her around?
I don't know how that would work
12,
with
like,
the.
like kind of a
Oh, yeah.
like a wrap thing, like where it would be like
Oh sure, yeah,
Momentum
like
and inertia.
unspiral a little bit.
Like pull it.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
spins like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
like a
Easy
top.
peasy.
That's right.
Yeah, I just need to be able to picture how it works. But yeah, you get like a half turn, and you can tell it's definitely Parminder, but her face is just blank. She looks fantastic. She's,
Yeah.
Does she ever not?
Yeah,
Just
contoured
nothing
perfectly.
there.
Yeah.
But she's got those like anime blank eyes where like they're mind controls, where like there's no shine. It's just like a,
Yeah, the flat.
it's
yeah.
just like flat. It's a flat pupil.
yeah, basically.
Good
Yeah,
cut.
just the lights are on, but nobody's home.
Yeah.
If looking at the lights are on, nobody's home situation, traditionally, if I was going to try to sway somebody, if I'm looking at that going, that's a little bit outside the realm of just normal conversation.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
and also this Devin guy seems to be getting pretty worked up
Yeah, I
too.
feel like
Yeah.
we're focusing on the wrong one.
I
So
mean, you could focus on the asshole. I'm gonna focus on him not kidnapping our friend.
Yeah, and you could see like he's reacting to this chain, and he's like gonna like reach out and do something to it. Like he's just mad and it was like confused.
So
Yeah.
so as he goes to reach out the chain, like I'm gonna scoop his hand up in a handshake, and say, hey, I just want to thank you very much for finding her. She's got a lot going on. We're super excited for her tonight. There's a lot of people all over the world paying attention to what's going down tonight. I don't think this is kind of where she should be, so I'm kind of not sure how you're involved. But we're just gonna take her back now. Thank you, and just try. I'm gonna try to. I guess it would be.
White guy.
I
Oh
guess,
my god, I was just like, he's casting white, dude. It's super effective.
Like I was like,
You forget Devin is also a white dude.
I know, but that's
We
like
didn't-
no,
we did not
trust me,
forget.
we did not forget.
I'd like to roll sway someone.
Um,
I'm casting
The-
Rosetta Stone to see how to speak in white, dude. It's so good.
yeah,
It's like,
Sorry.
you just say what
do
you
I
want
need to
and you
make
get it.
myself like a white mask instead of a golden one?
So Rob, I'm gonna just give you for free like a regular sway is not gonna work. You'll need like some sort of magical effect. Like if you want to do your ring of binding is about
Use the chain.
being able to manipulate people, right? Or being able to influence people. I
Yeah,
think that's
well,
the better...
it only gives me a plus on sway on one of them. I don't remember which one it is. It gives me a plus on some of my
right.
moves.
But gifts can be turned up by using the bend fate move.
Yeah. Oh, okay. On my influencer stuff, the ring of binding
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Ooh, that's
What?
great.
So
Yeah. Right there.
Because I'm sorry, as I read over his shoulder, it treats a 7 and 9 as a 10 plus, which
Yeah.
is like pretty awesome.
yeah, it's real good.
I
But
did good for you.
I think what's going to work better in this situation is a bend fate move. So
Okay.
you're going to roll plus your weird.
Sure.
Because like right away as you grab this guy's hand, you see like the literal like electricity in his eyes, and is like oh, this is not a regular person.
Okay. Okay. Then at that point, I'm going to change my argument slightly,
Okay.
and I'm still going to go with the she's super busy. We need to take her back. But then I'm also going to slightly start critiquing like his choice of outfit and just say, look, man, a tie would really put that together. And if that brown was a little bit more black and maybe you can add some color there, like it would look really, really good. And especially with your form, like,
ouch.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so-
keep tan
This
France.
is so good.
Oh, that's
Good.
This didn't roll to
Well,
anything.
you get to re-roll that
Yeah.
one.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, it's
That's not great.
Oh my god,
5.
it's a 4.
Okay,
Five.
so
5.
if you want, do you have any threads?
I have a thread.
So you could spend it to add a third die to it and give yourself Fate's Favor. So,
Yeah, I want it.
Okay.
I mean, one of them is a 1. It doesn't...
No, shut up!
Oh,
That's
what
cool.
happened to the good
It's
guys
cool
energy?
because no. The story's gonna be better because of the bad die roll. So
I
I'm
just, I
excited
really
to
hope
see
Kimmy's
what's gonna
watching
happen.
live.
I'm just saying PbtA is like the only game where I'm like, oh sweet, I failed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah. Okay.
Except I don't fail rolls.
We're good. No. Yeah.
Not all of us are you up there. Some of us have to live on Earth.
I don't. Fuck that. That shit's not gonna happen again.
So I'm gonna make a hard move here. And
I'm
you
sorry,
were
it's because you're sitting in Story's chair.
That's fine.
his
rolls don't bother me.
you were channeling the power of your ring of binding chain, right?
Yeah. Because there's like a slight little like the casual like as you walk up, just like jauntiness to it.
So
Shade of binding.
as you take his hand to shake his hand, he does the like Trump pull.
Oh, the power pull, yeah.
And you feel the electricity
Is that the
jolt through your body. I mean, he's
real. He
he's
exists.
the dickhole responsible for making that famous. So,
Sorry, I knew a lot of people that did it before then.
oh, okay, well, yeah, but making it famous. So anyway,
Fair.
we don't have to talk about him. You feel this jolt of electricity go through your body, and the two of you who are standing behind watching this, the chain is orichalcum, and it's almost like the gold, like that coppery color flakes off of it, and it just looks like silver as you see this like snow of like coppery flakes fall off of it as this electricity arcs through him and into the floor. And this guy like just pulls him close, and you could just see him shaking. Please take 2 harm.
Okay.
What?
You don't have epic armor, right?
No,
Okay, so yeah, you take 2 harm.
just an epic personality.
Yep.
No.
I like how, by the way, at last episode, it's like, hey, if you take a ring of binding, or if you take like an epic, like he's like, I can take it away. I thought it would last more than a half a session. I'm just throwing it
so
out.
I just made that.
So the hard move I'm doing is that a gift goes dead for a time, not forever. That's a real that would be a big deal for a herald to do that.
Adversarial GM.
Nope, none of those here.
Have you met Jason?
Io, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, I would love to. That happens, and I watch it go badly, and I'm like, are we gonna fight now?
I mean, we don't have to fight, but like, that guy's an asshole.
Your friend is like, like
Yeah.
jittering.
He is pulling a Jack Nicholson Joker on Mark.
That's not great. Let's not do that. I would like to. We're on a rooftop, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's have.
And like distant thunder rolls.
Oh, cool. Ooh, he's probably a spark boy. Let's stay grounded, and I want to turn the bit of cement, like concrete, under his feet into quicksand, and let's just drop that bad boy like a foot or 2 down into the ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Stop. Sit.
Collaborate and listen.
No.
Ice is not back.
No.
We are not going there.
He's so busy flipping houses, you guys.
Oh my god.
So
Is that what he does now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he
I'm
any
just
good at
saying,
it?
if we're gonna do like a French opera.
Someone else look
Ooh.
at it.
Ooh.
What do we got there?
Oh
Double
my
fives.
gosh!
+3 is a 13.
Oh my god.
Also,
This is
This
ridiculous.
is my favorite game.
Also,
Would you like to have the thread I just spent?
It's just like it's like
You're a threat, thank you.
Io is too good for this game. She's going to ascend to godhood and have to roll a new character.
Don't say. They'll hear. We have to live in this bubble of me rolling well.
No, your dice are so good. There's no way you could fail
What
at
are you
this
doing?
point.
Stop. Don't listen. It's fine.
So that was cast a spell, I assume.
Yes.
What things are you picking?
I would like to. I want to restrict his movement.
Yeah.
And I want to inflict 2 harm.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
And the cost?
And the cost is gonna.
And your hearing is back, by the way. That,
Okay.
that was a short-term thing.
Cool. I'm deciding between short duration or collateral damage. You will have a...
Both would make sense.
All right. No, not you!
But if you
I
do
don't think
short
it's your
duration,
choice.
If you do short duration, then I can lay the smackdown for him hurting the thing that I made.
But I mean, this is IO's sort of split-second
But
decision.
it is.
So
But it is
Yeah.
your choice. I just.
Collateral damage. This is gonna be fun.
Grats, lol.
My spells don't work badly. Short duration sounds like a thing that I wouldn't do.
But
Yeah.
do they work poorly?
Yeah, they weren't super well thought out.
Oh, I was
But they
listening
work
to a
good.
story earlier today, and it was like, well, I weighed the options and I made the absolute logical choice.
Yeah.
The objectively better choice.
Yeah.
all right. So the rooftop turns to sand, and this guy sinks into his ankles. And then his electrical ability, it appears to not whatever's happening hits the sand as well, and arcs of glass streak out through the
that's
sand
cool.
That's incredibly cool.
as he is now locked in with these glass. Either he's gonna have to drag his feet through this shredder of glass anklets, or stay there for a little bit, but he's stuck there. And the collateral damage is you're kind of at the edge of the sand. That's not as bad. Parminder's kind of also there, so the two of you are stumbling, but it also seems like part of the roof has cracked all the way back to where the helicopter's sitting.
Yeah.
But that's all.
That's fine.
Oh, that's fine. Worse things have happened.
The audience sees the helicopter blades wobble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Io didn't notice. Nailed it.
Fair.
No one cares.
I mean, I do if it falls on a bunch of people down below.
Don't know what you're talking about. Went off without a hitch. Hey, you didn't get hurt. I think I nailed this.
Yay.
Yeah, and you're not being shocked actively
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Because he stopped doing that when he realized he was melting his own feet.
I'm just saying, hey, that's so fucking rude.
This is what you're saying to him?
Yeah. Excuse me? Because I see, this thing that I made, and I'm super proud of, I love that shade of binding, despite the fact that he doesn't know what it is.
Keeps my wallet safe.
Okay. I would think, actually, having hung around with Io as much as you have, it's pretty. He basically did some sort of counter spellcasting thing to do damage and do something to.
I'm so really
What?
annoyed because
No, I know. I'm just giving you information.
No one was hostile to you, and you were hostile in return. There's a show that has to go on, and you're not following the norms that need to be followed. There are ways that you should interact with people that you are not using.
His attention is a little bit split as you're. I mean, he's listening to you, but he's also
He's not listening.
trying,
It's okay.
grabbing, Marc and trying to figure out what to do with his feet, and
Yeah.
there's a lot going on.
It is a lot.
Okay, so if he's an electrical guy, and I have...
You're just covered in metal.
No, I mean, I have conductive material, but I also have, malachite is not conductive.
True. Yep.
So, basically, what I kind of want to do is use a, I want to use my, what I would like to do is use the malachite that I have on me to make, a small set of, non-conductive handcuffs.
Oh, for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I think making them will be one deal, and then getting them on him would be another deal. So,
Yeah.
let's roll metal.
It's I'm really unhappy with you right
did
now,
it? What are you
basically.
doing?
Oof. Oof.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's a 4. Or no, 5. 5.
Do you get
Ouch.
any bonus for using your tools? When you make something.
I mean, not that's...
Oh, okay.
Like-
There's a move that's when you make something with metal, you get to.
It's
Do a thing.
there's a perform under pressure.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But, I didn't take it because I took transmuter instead.
Yeah, okay.
So, like,
Fair enough. Yep.
I made my choices. I don't regret them.
Okay,
Respect.
that's fine.
Because I'm going to get an automaton. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
That's all right. You craft these handcuffs, right? There's nothing stopping you. You're sitting there, like, focused on getting this done. And, yeah, I mean, they're going to work. If you can get them on this guy, they're fully functioning handcuffs made of malachite, which is bizarre. But the process is he has pulled Marc into the, like, crunchy glass sand with him. It is, like, pulling Marc closer to him. You're not taking any extra harm yet, but that's the situation you're in, is you are pretty well bound up there. So something to keep in mind. Let's see. What's going on with Parminder? Parminder is standing there
Okay.
with the, like, sort of blank, you know.
Glass side?
That's good. That's good. Hey, what was his name? Derek?
Devin?
Derek,
Hey, Devin!
let him go or I'm keeping the hand. That's the only warning.
Which hand are you talking about?
The one holding Marc.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Only I hold Marc's hand.
I twist his hand a little bit, just be like, she's referring to.
Yeah, that's really good. I don't respond. He responds.
Oh, that was an out of character question. I was like, I just want to, like, figure out what we're talking about. Is there something you wanted to?
Oh no, I was just yelling that. Well, I'm gonna let you go first. Like,
No?
go.
No.
Resolve this, son.
I want you to roll intimidate. We roll sway someone.
Oh, that's not a. Don't do that. Fuck you. I see you.
You yelled an intimidating statement.
I see you.
Don't worry.
know
You
where
roll
that
like
is.
you roll like a goddess.
I
There's
hate you.
nothing that could go wrong at this point.
Thank you.
There's
I roll a-
literally nothing
I
that
roll
can go
a
wrong at
11.
this point.
11 on the dice.
Excellent. See,
Plus nothing.
see, nothing could go wrong.
Sweet.
You don't need a plus.
Was that like a 1 before when you handed it back? I don't know.
It was a 2, so it would still have been a success. But I'm just saying,
Yeah, but it
like,
jumped out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when it comes down to like a 6+, I was like, well, this could be better.
So yeah, 11. I'll sway someone. They're going to. It says like do your reasonable suggestion.
Yeah.
So the counterpoint to this is that like the reasonable suggestion is he's just gonna like push Marc, and so you go sprawling because your feet were stuck, but he
Yeah.
also pushed you out of the sand trap.
Cool.
So
Thanks.
so you go, flat on your back, and he looks like he's like trying to pull something together. Like he's doing these like arcane
Yeah.
movements. You're,
Those are jazz fingers.
you're pretty sure he's drawing like Celtic runes because you're
Don't be
reading
bossy.
them in reverse. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can read everything. Stop it.
Gross. All right.
Yeah.
That was my move. You're up.
If he starts doing stuff with his hands, from the ground, I'm actually going to take out my wallet and flick it at him and just, like, hit his hands and, like, mess it up and then pull it back with the chain.
Huh. Roll smite your enemies.
Alright, I gotta get my mojo back. Hold on. What is it? Smite your enemies is... Prowess. If we take this dice and put it back over here and look at that dice, that would be a 4.
No.
Fantastic.
Beans.
Okay. I'm going to give you a hard choice.
Sure! Let's do it.
Dang it.
So, either the spell goes off as he meant it to,
Uh-huh.
or it goes off at you.
Don't you fucking dare. Don't you do it. Don't. No. What do I do to not know?
This kind of
No,
like
thank you.
self-sacrifice. What are you, Jesus?
I don't like it. Oh, God. Wrong one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had to check with my conscience before I made a decision.
You did.
Oh,
we
you
are
don't-
not
That
the
isn't,
news.
isn't that the whole point?
Jiminy Cricket died years ago.
So
Jiminy Cricket lives on.
the
And I spit into my whistle.
Yeah.
take mine.
Would you like more?
In a sec.
his casting sort of comes together, and he reaches up, and his left hand was going to point at kind of these, because you two are kind of close to each other.
Always.
Lightning bolt comes down into his right hand, and then he was going to like throw it at these two. Your wallet chain grabs his hand and pulls it to you.
Yep.
And you just watch the electricity coil down this chain to it. It's 4 harm.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
Yeah, we're still we're toasty.
Do you have any threads?
No, I did.
Oh, right.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
All right.
I used to.
Okay.
Because they can be used to negate some damage as well. So
They can be.
yeah.
So because we haven't thrown the party yet, I have
Right.
not been able to get that.
Right.
Oh my
yeah.
God,
You probably
Monday.
should throw a party pretty soon.
Well, I was trying to,
Yeah.
but
We're totally gonna.
We're
Don't
fine.
worry, we got you.
it's good. We're good. We're
Because
good.
I've got these malachite handcuffs that I'm gonna use to like negate
Okay.
the. Also because
So to get
like
the,
let's be real, like I'm like what 22. I'm just gonna assume I'm not looking it up right now. But I'm not gonna try to like run up to some like buff white dude and attempt to throw out cuffs on him. That can we say that I put like small wings on the handcuffs to like fly over to him?
well, there's so the smite your enemies roll is still going to be the right roll, but here's why. The smite your enemies, kind of the newest version of it, is you don't have to pick trade harm.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, okay.
You can run up, and as your 1 or 2 options, you can like get an advantageous position, make an opening for an ally. You could do that. Like you have to pick trade harm to do harm to each other. So that's
Honestly, I don't feel any need to actually inflict harm on him. I
Yeah.
just want him to stop inflicting harm on others.
fine. It's just not a guaranteed result when you're doing smite your enemies.
Can I
So
provide aid by still having his hand locked in?
you can. You're at -1 to all your rolls
Yeah.
right now. So what? Well, let's let her roll
Oh,
first
okay. I
because
didn't
you
know
may
how
not
it
need
worked
to.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure how that worked.
Okay. So that's doubles.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. Well done.
It's a
Double
10.
five.
Okay.
What up?
So
So appreciate your
with
Moral support.
yes.
smite your enemies on a 10+, you get to choose 3 from the list below. Like half of them, so the first 3 are related to taking harm. So I don't think you want any of those.
I don't really care about that. Like I care about
So I think you just take
Gaining
all of
an-
the last 3.
yeah, which is gain an advantageous position, which is +1 forward to the next attack against them, which means like, bitch, I got your number.
Mm-hmm.
Got him.
Then I take something from my enemy, which is like he's
His freedom.
currently
Yeah.
casting,
Oh yeah. Okay.
so he can't do that anymore because he's handcuffed.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. He was
bound.
making. It looks like he really needs those big hand motions.
Like
yeah.
he's doing some like crazy ass like finger waving shit. He's Fossy.
Yeah.
I don't want him to be Fossy no more.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I'm making an opening for Io
Yeah.
to come in and smite a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Cause like I ain't okay with this.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's hurt
Io?
him, please. I want to hurt him.
Go for it, babe.
What are you? What's in your mind? What are you doing?
My heart tells me that all of that glass would be better as shards through his body.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shrapnel. We call it shrapnel.
It's not shrapnel because it's not. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Yeah. My question is there any way I can spellcast in a healing capacity? Like if I take some of the good juices from Devin and give them to my friend Marc,
we
who
would
needs them more.
we would have to do a bend fate to be able to do healing. Otherwise, the arcane spell casting gets kind of wild.
Yeah, for sure. Can we do that?
But we can do that instead of spell casting.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
So what gift makes sense to? It doesn't have to be related to a gift. I just thought if there is one, that's kind of fun.
Not really. The closest like epic armor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So we're focusing on doing a healing thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
So a roll weird. At least it's a weird roll.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. There we go. Those are the rolls I was expecting. It's still a 9 though.
I mean,
That's amazing.
these are the rolls I was expecting. Still
I saw
a
the
great
one
success.
first. Like, ooh, shoot, drop.
So you get 1 boon and 1 bane.
Okay. Oh yeah, because it says heal 1 harm right there. So let's do the boon is heal 1 harm,
Uh huh.
and the bane is, you know what? Let's say that this Ben Fate was like, he needs juices, and I want to like give him a point for me, so I'll take the I could take a harm instead.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Cool.
Okay. So just shift it.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
So do your lower legs start do you like get some of those cuts that he was getting on his legs, or
Oh my god.
Or do you start smoking a little bit? Because I imagine like this, like as I'm laying there, just smoke was just coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like
It's
that.
like weird. It's like under the collar. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine. This is fine. We're fine.
okay.
This is why we have
It's also worth
surge
noting
protectors.
Yeah.
that lightning bolt came down, thunder cracked out from there. Like that's kind of the scene we're in. And right after that, like all this stuff is happening very quickly. You're bending fate to move things around, and then just this torrential downpour.
Okay.
Right? It's
Okay.
just the like big fat drops of water that are like one of them, and you're wet.
Yeah.
Like it's
oh my
just
god.
like
Yeah.
so much rain.
It somehow feels much nicer though than being electrocuted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is like still 75 degrees out.
Yeah.
So it's,
I
I
really.
just washed my hair.
no, it's
Just
it
did
is
my hair.
immediately soaked.
Just.
We should make him stop zapping people. I feel like this is worse. Good, it's good for him and bad.
Yeah, you
badder
can
for
see
us.
this like sort of circle of like
Well, at
around him.
no point can he move his hands. So now
Alright.
it's just a matter of knocking him out.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I made my choice. I could have fought him or helped Mark, and I'm nervous for Mark, so that was fine for me.
You want to go
There's
first?
no judgment here. It's your turn.
There's no turns
Yeah.
per se.
Yeah, it's just wherever the focus lands.
Okay, so I'm trying to think
I
of
mean, do we wanna hurt-
so I made the thing, and then I mean,
Yeah, actually, I think it's good to come back to Mark for a second.
yeah.
What you doing, buddy?
It's your turn.
The guy dropped your chain.
Yeah.
He's no longer yanking your chain.
Pull it back. Take possession of my chain again.
Yeah.
Yeah. My chain.
Yep.
I will stumble up, and at this point,
Oh no, your wingtips.
what?
They're fucking shredded.
What a dick. It's just not cool, man. I gotta stop being. I default to stoner, and I gotta stop. I gotta move that accent. A little
Yeah,
bit.
that's all right. We'll get
Away.
there. We'll get there. We'll find it.
It's a
Find that
process.
voice.
I'm actually gonna stumble up and actually take Parminder by the hand and move her back behind the wall of safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll.
If you and I would ever be considered the wall of safety,
Boy,
I'm a
it'd be
support.
great if Adem was here.
Yeah. Huh. So wall-like.
and safe.
Yeah.
Um,
And warm.
at least she's tall.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I'm 5'2". I feel the need to say.
I'm somewhere,
Possibly tiny.
I've now put that in the.
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah? Okay.
It's
All right.
like,
Adem was super tall. I just want to
Yeah.
make that clear.
yes, he is huge. You're tall. Apparently, I have a type.
Okay.
so you make it to Parminder. She's kind of resisting coming back. All right, and as you take her hand, you can just like feel the compulsion that's been laid on her. Right, it's like some like badass magic happened here. So this is not like parlor hypnotist.
Yeah.
So we could either do weird or awe, depending on how you want to handle the situation.
Nice.
Can I just scoop up over the shoulder and walk?
Oh, yeah, actually, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't-
Cool. As
All
soon
right.
as because at first it was going to be a like not a cajoling, but like a very gentle like.
yeah.
No, no.
Is Mark like
Let's do it this way.
burly enough to just throw a 6-footer over his shoulder?
I have -1 prowess, which I think is probably equal to where I
hope
am
so.
IRL.
What?
But considering the fact that like I've thrown a 200-pound man over my shoulder,
Sure.
I think that
No. It's
can work out.
the question is like, can you hustle or is this like, huh?
oh, it's a huh.
Yeah.
It's a huh.
Double up.
Yeah.
Every episode now.
I mean, I'm just saying, Becky.
I
Becky What?
I fucking laughed out loud when that happened in episode. When I was listening to Zero. I was like, oh no, don't laugh. Oh, it's funny.
It's good. It's good.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you get Parminder over your shoulder, and your legs are hurting. Your feet are hurt. You're like,
It was fucking electric.
yeah, your
I'm
core is like, you feel crunchy inside.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Ooh, what a feeling.
Um,
Description.
and you hear that chuckle again. Do you really want to help him?
Ooh. Let's talk. Who is this?
Yes or no?
Help who?
And you just know that he's talking about
Oh,
Marc.
okay.
It's a masculine voice, so I'll say he.
Yeah.
Take 2 more harm, and heal 2 more harm.
All right.
holy crap. All right.
Beans. Okay. Okay.
Wow. You should stop that.
Cool.
And you're just like, blood is running down your legs as all these like just gashes have opened up. And,
Dope.
But it's like, from my perspective, it's one of those things that like I've picked up Parminder, and it's like it's like tough.
Yeah.
But then you get through
that
that wall
second
real
wind,
quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like the water's coming down over the fedora, and just like it's invigorating.
Yeah.
That's
Like
amazing.
yeah, and you just go.
And you're back down to 3 now?
Yeah.
So you're no longer at the -1. So
Yeah.
that's a big change.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a big
yeah.
shift. You're
Yeah.
at 3?
I'm exactly at 3.
Mm-hmm.
We're fun.
It's like when you get like halfway up like the back squat,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's like all of
Like,
a sudden you
I'm
can
gonna
engage all
make
the
it.
rest of the muscles.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, yes.
Yeah.
She's like scooching the like red water like pooling around her right now. Like just it's fine. This is fine. Ignore. I would like to finish. May I?
You okay?
And I'm doing a gesture to Devin.
I mean, do what you gotta do, but like,
Original plan. Glass through him, please.
Mm.
I'm annoyed
Okay.
and in pain, and I want this to be done
Let's
now
cast a spell.
because it hurts so much to be out here.
And you're a little bit further away, right? So
Yeah.
you're up to put the handcuffs on him.
well, I like put little wings to the handcuffs because like I don't like to be close to people
Okay.
I don't like.
I think we had to get.
I mean, I'm just gonna be real here.
I'm
That was
gonna-
such real talk.
I'm gonna say you're like,
Like
10
10
feet away.
feet away?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, and you could like throw them with magic. That's fine. They're
Yes.
magic.
But they, and they have little like guidance systems.
But I'm picturing you as
So we
being a
don't
little
have to be
further
quick.
back.
Yeah,
Still,
I'm
right?
so far back where I was before because
like
I don't have to be
30
close to do
feet-ish
that.
or
Yeah.
30, 40 feet. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
just like, I don't need to be up there.
Yeah, this is fine
Okay.
from here.
Glass shards.
Yeah, I want to turn the like rippling glass out and
Okay.
have it like pull down and then shoot through him.
Would you like to roll with Fate's favor?
What's the cost? Oh, you're not going to tell me?
I am shocked.
That's cool.
You can feel there's like a open channel of energy available to you.
Hey, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
Never look
easy
at-
to convince.
do. Never look a gift channel in the mouth.
And you just hear this echoing laughter.
Oh, cool. This is fine. Oh my god, I needed it.
Well, you can take the
I mean-
thread.
And fail? Who
But
has
and
ever
add.
failed before?
Oh no, you can't choose that. Actually, you have to pick the higher two.
Oh, you do.
I did that once in the last game.
Oh.
Yeah.
So maybe that rule doesn't count anymore. Sweet. All right, so it's a 6 plus 3 is a 9.
Okay, so that's a. That's cast a spell. So you tell me.
Yeah, okay. So the glass does cool glass things, and our effect is going to be inflict 2 harm.
Yep.
And our cost is going to be. Let's go. Casting takes longer than usual.
This casting does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's a little like. I think a lot of blood has come out of me more than I expected.
Uh huh.
And like it's taking a while to like break down the glass and like resend it up.
Yeah.
Out. Yeah.
So that's fine. We'll say this is happening over a little period of time.
Yeah.
Also, you're a little bit distracted by the fact that the bracelet is bigger than your wrist, but not touching your skin. Right? Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
haloing your
Yeah.
arm.
That's gonna require. You know what? It's the blood loss. This is fine.
Okay. I'm going to use the mind control over his handcuffs to yank him into the air.
Okay.
Or, like, barring that, because I know his feet are in quicksand.
Yeah.
He's got some glass through him.
In
Yeah,
that,
it'll
too.
be great, because he's going to be spread eagle, kind of like when you put somebody on a wheel.
Yeah.
boy.
Well, his hands are together, right? So you're gonna like yank him up like that.
Exactly. Except,
Stretch him
like,
out.
You know, yes. So it's not exactly like when someone's on a wheel.
Okay.
Like, technicalities here.
Sure. No, I'm just trying to get the picture in my mind.
Okay, so his hands are in the thing, and I'm going to stretch him completely up.
Yeah.
Feet are embedded. Glass is embedded in him.
Sure.
But, like,
So is this like a playbook move, or what are you picturing here?
I was thinking like a weird, I guess. Like, because this is...
A bend fate to
Yeah,
use one
like
of your
this is
gifts?
something. This is something that I'm controlling one of the things that I made
Yeah.
rather than
Cool.
a perform under pressure.
Sure.
What do you roll to violate the Geneva Convention? That's
I'm not torturing him. I'm just immobilizing him.
fair. Painfully.
Yeah.
Look at what he did to y'all.
No, yeah. Mark's uncomfortable with like the trying to kill him thing.
I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to get him to stop trying to kill
Yeah.
you.
That's fair.
Hands up.
I was trying to kill him.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
seems
mean,
clear.
I'm not responsible for her.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
She gave me permission.
It's an
Yeah.
11.
Wow,
go.
that's awesome.
Jesus Christ.
He
Plus your
hasn't
weird.
appeared yet.
I mean, my weird is 0. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
11.
It's an
We're
11.
aware of
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
That's right. Okay.
So yeah, the idea was that so this is a bend fate.
Yeah, you get 2 boons, and
So-
you don't have to pick a bane.
That's awesome.
So I think one of them probably needs to be the, like, gift push beyond its normal limits.
Okay.
So that's one of them, and then if you want to, the
I'm
heal
gonna
1 harm
do-
doesn't have to be to you.
Well,
so
what I
it's
was
up to
going to
you.
say was someone's supernatural ability goes dead for a short time, and I'm
Okay.
going to make his supernatural ability go dead for a short
All right, so
time.
his
Nice.
like spell casting ability is like
Every part of his spellcasting ability
Yeah.
goes dead. And
Yeah.
I would like to know if that breaks his charismatic hold over Parminder.
yes, it does.
That's awesome.
yeah,
Well done.
you-
Good job.
Nicely done.
yank
Good
his hands
job.
up into the air, and you see that like
Victory dance.
that sort of like halo of electricity that was around him just gets sucked up into the bracelets, the handcuffs,
That's so
right?
cool.
And it's like it's not hurting him, but it's like trapped in there, right? And you can see it sort of like arcing around the handcuffs, and all of that, like it's almost like he wasn't glowing, but it's like the light went out, right? Like he's just a dude.
It's like that noise when your fridge goes dead, when it's like,
You're like,
Oh.
oh no, the fridge is off. And Parminder is suddenly like, what is, like she's just not fighting you, but it's like flailing and is trying to figure out what's going on and is very upset and confused.
Agreed. Fair. Yes. Well, I guess I'm going to take that opportunity then, and I'm just gonna
put it through the portal.
Portal's not open anymore.
yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Like, there's
like-
I was gonna say, like, there's like a stairway or an elevator?
Well,
like,
yeah, there's
wall area.
there's like a stairs over at one end, and then there's the like box that the elevator comes up
Yeah.
in on the other end of the room.
Are we close to the elevator box?
It's kind of in the middle. Or at least the fight was happening in the middle of the
The elevator.
4 helipads.
Okay. I would like to just.
I don't know what you call that on the roof, where the elevator has to come up in something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Faye?
Shaft.
Doors?
I'm
Top
gonna,
of the shaft.
I'm gonna move her.
This is her
What's your
fault.
mouth?
I'm gonna move her by the elevator, and just like try to be a calming influence.
Okay.
And just say, we don't know what happened. We don't think you were you. We are here to help you.
Yeah. So as you're saying it, she's like fighting you, and then sees. I was like, "What is happening?" Like grabs the shoulders of your jacket. Is like,
I was hoping you could tell us at some point. It doesn't have to be right now.
yeah. But she's at least like just focused on you and not like fighting and trying to get away
Yeah.
or anything. So that's you don't even have to roll for that because you're
Cool.
demigod power. That's
Nice.
a lot.
That's I was
Because people love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not only are you like a powerful influencer, but this is a person who knows and likes you. So
Yeah.
it's like triple down on that. So what else is happening, you two?
Well, I just did the thing.
Oh yeah, you stretched him. I want to know how my bracelet's doing, because I know that like if I feel halfway dead, that means Marc was almost all the way dead, which means Daggelt just tried to kill Marc, and I don't feel great about letting him just be stretched up.
The image of what a place you like suddenly know is called the Glass Maw, MAW, of basically like the sort of silvery black glass, but you're sort of like looking into you know the sandworm in Jedi, or
Yeah.
is it Jedi? No, Empire. Yeah, Empire.
In the asteroid?
In there.
Yeah.
No, not
Wait,
that one.
No,
In the
that one is.
Yeah.
That one is.
Are you talking about the
New Hope.
Sarlacc?
yeah, the Sarlacc. Thank
Yeah,
you. Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Wait, that one is Jedi.
That is Jedi. I was
Sarlacc is a
right.
Jedi.
Yes.
And it's
you
a pit.
nailed it.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
pit.
So those like nasty curved undulating teeth, you can see the glass in this thing moving. You're like not even really sure where it is, but you know you could send him there.
I would like to. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I have a question real quick. While you're deciding on how offended you feel, were my handcuffs cool?
They were malachite, right?
You said they were malachite. Do you want them to be gold and malachite?
No,
Yeah,
I want
cool.
them to be cool.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, everyone double check your gain of threads. Just
Yeah.
Your gain of
Okay,
threads.
did my yelling, "This is magic," count as explaining how magic works?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, no, of course not.
We'll try a little harder on that
Yeah.
one.
We can make an effort.
It's like, I want to say yes because I love you, but like,
Yeah.
I need something more than magic.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you like see her fingers typing, and it looks like she's like making the portal again, which would be like, oh, it's time to go. But then she's gonna touch him on the face and just say execute, and then send him off to wherever that was, because that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. Bye.
So you all see Io touch his face and just push him backwards into blackness. That then like whoop, just closes up on it. Is anyone watching Cloak and Dagger?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. When
Heck
when the
yeah.
people go through the
Yeah.
Also, any of you who love Jay should also be watching Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Actually, you should be watching CW's Supergirl.
also that.
That's right.
Also, CW is All American.
Yes.
Hey.
Now on Netflix.
Yay!
But anyway,
Since you love us all.
you see this like dark cloud like open behind him, almost like wings, and then fold around him, and then all of it's gone. And there's
Okay.
just a storm, and the rain's pouring
Is the
down.
helicopter still on, and is there anybody in the helicopter?
There's nobody in the helicopter. The lights, like the inside lights, are on, but it's like it's actually like a bigger helicopter than you usually see here. Like there's the pilot and co-pilot, and then there's the spot for like 6 people
Yeah.
to sit, 3 facing each other.
Yeah.
3 and 3.
It's a tourist copter.
Yeah, yeah. But normally here you just get those like little 4-seater executive helicopters that
Yeah.
people who don't feel like driving to work, because it's GOL has those employees as well.
Traffic sucks.
So, yeah, you can see the power is on inside. The door is like half open. The sliding door is open. And you also, as you look over there, you could see that it actually doesn't look totally straight up and down. And the left, so you're looking at the left side of the helicopter. The front left part of the skid has like crunched down into the concrete a little bit.
Okay.
So what you're saying is the helicopter started to merge with the building.
Well, it's that the building broke a little bit under it, and the helicopter is, 5 degrees in that direction.
Oh, okay, so it's just listing. It's
Yes.
not like,
Yeah.
it's not,
Embedded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw attention to that
Mhm.
because since I was like at one point, I think I was the closest to the helicopter as I was trying to get them, and I saw kind of like everything crumble, and so I've kind of been, when not smoking, keeping an eye on that. So I would like to yell out. hey, if someone can stop the helicopter from falling over and landing on people in our neighborhood, I think that would be appreciated.
Technically, it's leaning this way, which is like to the inside of the building.
That is true.
I'm feeling extra spicy. Yeah, I want to like grab the helicopter and like hover it. I don't know. I'm feeling very channel-y right now, and none of this has gone badly.
This can only go well.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, honestly, who cares?
Millions of people. Just the millions directly under the helicopter.
I mean, there's no one directly under the helicopter. It's listing towards us, which is
I'm real glad that happened, though.
Which is the, like, towards the building part. It's not towards the street
it's
part.
listing towards the middle of the building. That is correct.
Yeah, respect.
I thought it was listing the other way.
Oh, are we spinning a thread? What's happening?
I think we need to. I think it didn't go very well. I rolled a 3 on the dice.
Oh, I like it.
I don't. I like my threads, though.
Well, I mean, you've gotten a lot.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And add a 6 to that, so that's a...
Yeah, so now it's an 8 on the dice, plus 3 is an 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better.
6 to an 11.
All right. So your spellcasting options.
Yeah. So I want to cast the spell instantly.
Yeah.
So, like, as you say it, she just turns and reaches out with her hand and, like, pulls the helicopter. But if you look, it's, like, a foot off of the ground. Oh. Yeah. Wow.
And I guess do something awesome. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't remember what's on there, but like one of those options has to be lift a helicopter.
Yeah.
So
it's right there. It's lift helicopter impossibly.
yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll do that one. Cool.
I'm gonna hit the call button on the elevator.
Parminder, who was that? And why was he trying to take you away from us? From me? Tell me you don't want to leave me.
I did not want to go with him, but I did, and it's I don't know. My head really hurts.
He was a bad man.
He shouldn't have been able to. Oh. He wouldn't be able to get me at the club, but I wasn't at the club.
What exactly protects you at the club?
My uncle.
Is he magic?
It's hard to explain.
Did he give you a lens of magic?
I mean...
Something that looks kind of like that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Tone change.
I've decided my second effect is hair billows impossibly in the rain. I just look really cool in the corner.
It's like the whipping of the blades just causes.
Yep. Is in slow mo. Is my second effect.
Commercial. You're a shampoo commercial right now.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So, Parminder is looking at, like, is that yours?
Yes.
I mean,
Because it looks like it's too big. I have one like that.
Yes. Had.
Mark's just giving you a look like.
I mean, it's the same thing. It just changes form.
Oh, that's... Oh. Well, can I have it back?
I don't know. Do I have to give you back? I don't want to see if my cool new friend in my head responds.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Nope. This is mine now. Your uncle says hi.
Oh.
Is your Uncle Hanuman really?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain. I don't know if you...
I mean, it's not like we've never dealt with him before.
Oh.
Yeah, just try us. We've seen some stuff.
Okay, so you know... So here's the thing. The Monkey King is real.
Duh.
Okay.
That's not what I expected you to... I thought you would react differently.
He took the obelisk and returned it to Egypt.
I'm holding a helicopter in the air right now.
That's hard to remember that you're doing that.
So,
Wait, are you human?
I guess. Well, I don't understand the question.
I think
Weirdo.
that everything's wet right now. We've just been through a lot. Maybe if we can get to someplace a little more dry, a little bit safer. Don't worry, the show has gone on. Everything's good with the
by
club.
the way,
So everything's fine.
She actually looks hugely relieved, like, and then like
Secretly.
steps out of her heels and like picks up her shoes and is like, "This is easier barefoot."
Yeah,
Like,
respect.
everything is.
those shoes are a lot. So, yeah, I mean, she's doing this and like, okay, I'm glad that's happening. Like, and her eyes just slide right past the helicopter. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I think she's human.
Why were you meeting him?
he was.
Mostly? Progeny?
He wanted to. Something about we've been looking for a new lighting system, and he was gonna put a bid in on the lighting system.
And so you met him in the roof of the Garden of Life?
No, this was not where we met.
Oh, okay. Where was that?
There was a, those so like she describes the equivalent of like a WeWork, like where you get like a little
Yeah.
temporary office,
Nice.
like.
Okay, I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's you can pay like by the month or by the,
It's
to
rentable office space.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So a temp office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was, in town from, I forgot to do his English accent. That's all right. He had an English accent the whole time.
Oh,
With the Celtic
Yeah.
magic,
Yeah.
figured.
I
That's
may
right.
not have killed him if he had a cute voice.
I can't do an English accent, so it wouldn't have mattered.
I want to
So no,
hear
he
you
sounded
try.
like one of
Yeah.
those douchebags who kept talking about how the Eastern Europeans were stealing their jobs.
Yeah, not those. The good ones.
He was no David.
So, yeah, he had said that he was in town from London, and he was, lighting provider, and he had heard of the cafe, and like he had built this whole story, for some reason around the like premise of tricking Parminder into coming to a meeting with him, and then abducting her. Like that part, she doesn't have any information on. She's like, I don't know why he would want to abduct me.
Except that Hanuman's your
Yeah, would
uncle.
he be trying to get to your uncle?
But like nobody knows about that.
If one person knows, people know.
I do regret that we could have asked him questions before. I apologize.
I mean, technically, you could bring him back at some point, right?
I don't want to.
I mean, yeah, but like temporarily?
He's busy.
Oh.
He's fine. She's lying.
Yeah, actually, how do
And
I?
I
Yeah.
love how, like, the flip side of that is, like, Kavita doesn't care.
Yeah.
How can I figure out if I know she's lying?
Inside check.
Is it
That would be her rolling sway someone.
okay?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna convince you. It's fine. We're fine. This is fine. Yeah, that's accurate.
That's a 4.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Yeah.
It's a 4.
So you see the face, like how like sometimes you just kind of puke in your mouth a little bit and then you swallow it. That's kind of the face that goes by me.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep. He's fine.
okay, cool. Well, let's get you. Are you talking to Parminder? Like, are you okay? Do you need headache medicine? Do you need to just get back to the club? Like, do you need a place to lay down? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to
I
ask.
just. Excuse me. That was a Jason burping, not Parminder. Yeah. So she says, I think I should probably do my big show tomorrow night, and I'd really like to just go home.
How far away do you live? Can we walk you back?
Yeah, it's actually not very far, and she describes it as like kind of a, like upper middle class building, like condos sort of thing.
She
She's
like
got access
shrugs
to.
with the helicopter, and in the other hand, it's like portal. So many options.
Or we could just go. Let's just go. Just let it go.
She might have trouble with a portal.
Yeah.
To be honest, like that's
She's a human.
it's
Bria
iffy.
knows. I was like,
Yeah, that's
this
fine.
is fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
Could we just like
I'm feeling very good right now.
I would like
Just
the
like-
elevator
just-
to open up right there.
Yeah, yeah. Ding. Yeah, perfect.
just like
Puts the helicopter down, like on a level spot.
Yeah. I love getting a shot of like under the elevator where we can see water pouring through, and we see the like 4 people walking, walk through the light into the elevator. You know,
Yeah.
like that's a cool image in my mind. So everyone's getting in the elevator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
also like, hey, later do you want to like, cause I've got some leads on where we could get your stuff, and that portal would be really helpful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Not super convinced I need an epic item anymore. But yeah, let's keep.
I mean, if you
Another?
don't, I mean, I guess
Another.
if you don't want it anymore, then we don't have
No,
to.
no, I want it. I do. No, please. And she like grabs your hands, like, no, we should definitely keep looking. I'm just saying, I don't want to monopolize all of your time because this is cool.
Oh, it's cool. I like
Yeah.
spending time with you.
I love spending time with you. This is great. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Cool. I
I'm
feel
more
like
worried about everybody else. Like, you're
feel like-
bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, because you were, I think.
I look at you, like, kind of confused. Like,
I mean,
how does that work?
Preeti
Magic.
can help bandage you up.
I don't know exactly where I was cut. Is the question.
I mean, it'll be fine. Also, I had this great, this great homeopath. He'll come to the house. It'll be fine.
Okay, sure. I think you were dying. Is all I'm gonna say, really quick.
Yeah. I think it was. Things didn't feel. I remember smoking.
It's bad for you.
Yeah, I don't like smoking.
Parminder just like, oh my god, do you have a cigarette?
Parminder, stop. Also, stop trusting British people. I swear to God, learn a lesson.
Need a cigarette.
Damn! Damn!
Oh.
That was so cold.
Oh my
So cold.
Yeah, I didn't even put that together, actually. That's-
Wow.
that's-
Also, of course I do. And I just give Parminder a cigarette.
Nice.
okay.
It's a done hill.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, Kavita doesn't smoke.
But she
But
carries
just
cigarettes.
out of nostalgia,
Yeah.
carries Dunhills.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
There you go. I like that. That's rad.
Cool.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that Parminder gets safe. Okay. If the club is on the way back to the penthouse, I wouldn't mind stopping in just to make sure things haven't completely exploded.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, it could be,
go back
I
to the
guess.
penthouse.
Like, trying to picture the map in my brain. I'm like,
because I remember, like, if I picture the map, like the penthouse
because we
was
had the
like
Rodeo
here.
Drive kind of here, and the penthouse was here, and I think the Garden of Life was down here, so technically.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make
Yeah.
it.
That's a good, actually, because that's what I had pictured in my mind, but I was like, I don't want to actually say that because I might not remember the map correctly. Yeah, we'll say it's on the way. It is now, if it wasn't before. Yeah, you're able to stop by, and it looks like they're not as good as they usually are about handling the door. The line's a little longer than usual, but it's jumping. Like, everything's going off. It's a big night. Maybe it's just like a bigger
the club
crowd.
is hopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just more. It's probably busier than it usually is, so that's why it's. Yeah, it seems like it's a big line and all that stuff.
Okay.
So,
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
but yeah, you can see like they're doing all the things they need to do.
Cool.
So
I would like to go back to the penthouse personally now and just kind of rest a little bit.
I mean, before we drop Parminder off, I would love to ask her how important her projector is to her.
I'm gonna step out of that conversation
I
and
mean,
I'll wait
you
out.
should stay. You should stay, please.
Okay.
Thank
so are you like coming down? Can you like summon a car or like what? Are we just walking? What's the?
I mean, I have a driver, so I just call him.
Yeah. Okay. So the 4 of you are in a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Window, like the partition is up.
I mean, honestly, at this point, like, because there's more of us than normal, I told my driver to bring, like, more of a van situation. So,
Respect.
But it's not like a limo situation.
Right,
But,
okay.
Like,
I mean, it's
whatever.
up to
If my
you. It
driver
can't-
says anything, like,
It can be a limo if you want it to. It's just
I
up
mean,
to
that
you.
would be cool. It's just like a weird thing to have. In my experience, whatever. It can be a limo if it needs to be a limo.
It's whatever you
Let's
want
make
it
it
to
a
be.
limo because I'm super fucking.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
So yes, we called a limo. The partition is up.
Parminder, do you know how your
Also, I'm drinking.
do you know how your projector works?
Well, my uncle gave it to me, and so
Who's your uncle?
Hanuman.
All right.
Mother or father's side?
It's my. Huh.
Double of home.
Every time.
Can't help myself. You started this.
Very good. No, Rob started this.
You started.
I think
this.
the Herald gets to take a thread every time we can do that successfully.
Yes.
I'd like to advance.
So I'm actually not sure. I've always just called him Uncle. I haven't really. And then like the furrowed brow and like, oh, this is mortal singing about supernatural
Yep.
shit face.
Okay, so you're 100% mortal. Okay, great. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a mortal who knows that something like it's a tricky spot for a mortal to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, probably progeny, honestly. Like you can pick up.
Maybe, but like
Yeah.
might also just be like if Hanuman had a thing for Parminder, then like
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true too. Like they totally. It could have just been like.
as
Hanuman
we've already
was like,
established,
Hashtag
those
black.
like family trees are more like spirals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah,
Nice.
Just like mine.
yeah, yeah. And gods are sometimes yucky.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Heavy quotations.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not super clear. Just Parminder's explanation is that like, yeah, it's not my dad's brother or my mom's brother, so I don't.
But like also another thing that like I guess I could be questioning is like if Parminder is just calling him uncle, there's not necessarily a blood relation there.
It might not be.
Yeah.
It's like
Close family.
But-
like
but
I
the-
call like 80% of the Indian people I know like uncle or auntie. Like
Yeah.
as long as they're older than I am.
Yeah. So that could be part of it too.
and he is older.
But in your experience, a mortal, even just knowing that Hanuman is real,
Yeah.
It's a big
shouldn't
deal.
be
Yeah.
in her mind.
Yeah.
Like that
That
may
feels the
be
sticking point.
yeah. Like that's yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I guess most of my question was like, oh hey, so you're 100% mortal, but you know about us, rather than progeny.
Yeah. Well, Parminder doesn't have the answer to that question.
Cool.
So, how married are you to the idea of having a very cool projector for your club?
Well, I mean, it's the nicest thing I have, and then I can like put my ideas through it. It's really the heart of the club. I don't know why people would come otherwise.
Well, I think the club has a lot of its own merits.
Yeah, that.
Did you see when I was a mermaid?
Yes.
That was
Yes,
really
I did.
That
cool.
was really cool.
I don't think anybody who was there that night will ever forget it.
Yeah. I don't know how to do that otherwise.
What if it? I have an idea. I mean, take it or leave it. You don't have to. But like, what if you just stored it with Parminder? Parminder could use it when you're not using it. But you don't have to keep it all the time.
Never gonna not be using
Or
it.
maybe
But
every
maybe like, seeing as Hanuman doesn't particularly like us
We seem fine right now, personally.
or our neighborhood, seeing as he tried to destroy it 6 months ago, that maybe a little bit of separation might be cool, like joint custody. You take it when we go out, but like otherwise, like Parminder could use it because technically it was given to her and it's her
And
property.
then, like Parminder is like picked up on part of the conversation because a lot of the conversation is like pushing through her brain is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but then she like perks up and says, Hanuman protects Koramangala.
Except like when he doesn't.
When did you get the projector?
Oh, I've had it for years.
Okay. There was an issue a couple months ago that it seemed where he was being himself and causing a little bit of antics, which could have hurt some people.
Well, everyone should be themselves.
You know, and some of us prefer that Bengaluru doesn't blow up. Whatever.
If I keep this bracelet, Bengaluru does not blow up.
I'm not saying that it does.
Guaranteed.
I am saying that, like, I am, like, proposing, like, a joint custody situation.
Friday night, Saturday night?
Parminder gets it, because, like, the club and how fun it is and how much, like, we all love seeing, like, her creations come alive. And technically it was hers to begin with. And so, like,
Pooja?
Friday and Saturday you get it.
Pooja, will you roll plus weird for me, please?
Sure. Like...
Ooh,
it's an 11.
damn.
These dice only know how to roll 11. It's so good.
That's so rad.
This one goes to 11. That, you know, the lens ring would be a phenomenal addition to your tool set. Like, it would unlock incredible designs that you've been thinking about for a long time and don't have the full capacity to put together yet, but your mind is bigger than that. This would really, like, just tie the whole room together.
So you're saying I, like, failed to roll against compulsion here?
No.
Or, like...
You're not compelled to do anything.
Yeah. Okay.
But it does occur to you that, like, you could probably put it to better use than she could. Just that thought floats through your brain.
Just, like... Part of me is like, oh... And then part of me is like... Did I just get negged by a bracelet?
I don't
like,
think
it
you got
feels
negged.
a little
I
bit-
got negged.
It feels like we both got negged. Because it's like, oh, there are all these designs that you couldn't implement by yourself that you could
Oh,
implement
no,
with this
that was
bracelet.
that was my narrative.
Oh,
Right. That
okay.
is that, like, you actually have designs. And you're like, oh yeah, I have plans to do these things, right? And you just haven't carried them out yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it occurs to you that, like, adding this to your tool set of, like, you know, bangles and chains, and, like, this would be the ultimate sort of
Accessory.
Yeah, it would, and you could just feel the, like, power's the wrong word because of how you enact your magic, but, like, it would just unlock so many puzzles for you.
Interesting.
Hey, Marc, I'm just going to be very, very honest right now. I am disinclined to, like, go with the plan of handing the ring back. So if there's something,
Oh.
I'm not...
I had to be honest. Like, I just got this weird feeling that, like... I just got this weird feeling. It's very unlike me. To feel like I would use it better than you would.
Rob, can you roll plus weird, please?
Oh, fuck. For real?
I know, right? It's like...
No, like, let's go back to the...
To how
to you
unlike
saying
me...
that
To how unlike me that is, right?
I hope so. I don't know what's in your heart.
But, like, I don't need outside things to make my work work.
Yeah.
And so why would this thing complete me?
I don't know.
Hey,
Unless it's attempting to sow dissent between us.
I just start pointing, and I'm like, remember what the monkey god does? He messes with people.
Yeah. Plus, you could use it better than either of them.
Yeah,
Think how many people you could help. It healed you. It's telling you this. Like, I put you back together.
It's like, I'm sorry, I don't need objects to make me better. I am perfect.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah, you actually have the presence of mind to, like, analyze this.
To be like, I may be, like, it's hardcore negging you, which I'm not down with,
and
then it's low-key negging me.
Marc,
To be like, oh, think of how much better you could be with me.
Well, I think that's why I should keep it.
I think this is why none of us should keep it, because, like, honestly, I don't think it likes you, and I don't think it likes me, and I don't
Mark,
think
can
it
you talk
likes
some
Mark.
sense into her, please?
I agree.
What? What?
It
It hates us.
Yeah, I'm getting the feeling like it's telling me like I could help more people with it and do all kinds of stuff. And sure, you're right. It probably could. I could probably help a lot of people with it, but it's like there's like a biblical story about like a snake trying to convince people to do shit that they shouldn't do.
Yeah.
And like it ended up getting people kicked out of paradise.
I like that you're speaking in vagaries. Like, yeah, I'm from California. I've been to a church before.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Familiar with Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, the entire world is. Like,
Yeah.
the Catholic Church was not shy with that shit.
Yeah.
No, it's
Also,
fair.
the show Lucifer is really hot.
I just don't like name dropping.
Okay, respect,
So-
but you do know them. That's fine.
No, haven't met. Don't want to. But basically, it's the idea that, and even in Greek, they're talking about things that are thrown in a group of people, and they sow discord, and everybody fights over them, and nobody gets them. And
But I feel
I don't like that idea.
The problem is the fighting over it. I already have it, and I would just like to keep it.
Yeah, but, like,
It helps powers.
it does. It definitely helps powers, but, like, also, it obviously hurt you when it didn't have to. You're bleeding.
I was willing to make
You're
that trade.
bleeding.
Was
For
willing
no
to make
reason. No reason.
Not for no reason. And she points and then looks super embarrassed to say it and then shuts the fuck up.
When you point, the bracelet's too big and slides off the end of your hand and lands on the floor of the limo between the three of you.
Well, just gonna grab it. So.
I'd like to nudge it towards Parminder. Just little quick flip while looking at you and going, by the way, I didn't get a chance to, but thank you. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for saving me.
I'm going to have you roll sway someone. And then, don't worry, when you do sway someone with a PC, another player, they actually get to choose how that it doesn't like, no one has to respond a certain way, but.
This is going to be Patrick Swayze right up in here.
Ooh.
It's okay.
That's what you get for
Wait,
saying
what's your
that.
sway?
No, he's fine.
My what's sway is awe. It's +2.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right,
So
I know,
seven.
but
That's a 7.
but it wasn't immediate success.
Yeah.
On my dice. That's,
So for
we need to have
members
a conversation.
for members of your weave who choose to go with your way of thinking, on a 7 to 9, if you do what he's saying, you'll gain a thread, but you don't have to
Yeah.
agree and let Parminder have the ring back because you could grab it pretty easy.
Yeah.
Unless I use my chain to, like, whip it back to Parminder.
That's true, but then we'd have to do some sort of like
Yeah.
When a
Tussle
lens comes along,
situation.
you must
Whip it.
Gross.
into shape.
shape it up.
Yeah.
Whip it good.
Yeah.
She's gonna maintain eye contact with you, and pick up the bracelet and hand it to Parminder, and then look away and like not say anything for the rest of the car ride.
You're just hungry for threads.
No, she's hungry for like praise from Marc.
Oh, okay. Well, you also get a thread.
Yeah.
Can I hold her hand?
Yeah.
Will you let me? Is that okay?
I think she's like not super reactive to it because she's sad about not having the very cool bracelet, but happy that she was able to help. And, yeah. Kind of now absent the bracelet is like, oh, I think I did a really bad thing up on the roof.
Yeah, that's starting to clarify a little bit.
Shit. So she's just getting hit with a lot of heavy emotions, and it's just like, let's just shut it all down for a while as we process, or compartmentalize. No one will know.
You know.
Where it's like, you know, just like a little like sneak over handhold.
Yeah.
Like,
She doesn't pull away, but she's not super reactive. She's just,
like you don't need to like. It's like when I snuggle with my cat. It's like you don't need to respond. It's okay.
yeah,
You could just be here. Just exist.
yeah.
Also, you're being hit with how bad what you did was. Kavita still doesn't. Like, she's like, that dude is gone. He means nothing.
Oh wow, just zeroed out, like not
Nice.
an issue at all.
There's moral and there's amoral.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like y'all are what is important, and like that bracelet /lens ring / whatever trying to like split us apart is important,
I would like to
But like
officially
this
dub it the circle
dude
jerk.
is not. Like this other random dude is like whatever happens to him like doesn't matter because he didn't matter.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. Before you said that, I was gonna verbalize it to Parminder. Like, I was like, look, it's just remember, like, things aren't important. It's the people around you that are. Like when, when it transfers back over.
Yeah. So Parminder picks up the ring then, the hoop.
Yeah.
The lens.
Yeah, I handed it to her.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So yeah, she just puts that in her clutch and is gonna put her projector back together, I guess.
Yeah. I'll help.
Well, technically, I guess the rest of the projector is back together, and then the lens.
Well, I have to like rebust it apart to like put it back on, and I think
Okay,
there's like a
because
spell
normally
I
they
have
just
to turn
like
back on.
screw back on.
Yeah, I'm like this is a fake projector around a magical construct, so
True.
I'll get it back up to speed.
Nice. You're such a good person.
I think I sent a guy to like chewy glass hell. It's fine. This is fine. I'm fine.
I mean, that's fine. Like, but you didn't choose like a thing over us, so.
but I really wanted to.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Okay.
Also, I can make you cool things.
Yeah. Make me one of those, please, but not with a monkey god inside.
That's interesting.
I mean, though now that you don't have, I guess, can you still do portal things?
Let's find out. I would like to cast a portal right in front of the car.
Where's it going?
We're going back to... Wait, we need to drop off Parminder in front of Parminder's place.
Uh-huh.
We're just going to jump traffic really quick to see if it works.
Okay. So only because it's a little bit dangerous, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have you roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's supposed to roll. It's going to be fine.
And we end up in glass
This
chewing.
is gonna be the
Whatever,
perfect
it'll be
place to
great.
close out.
One dice says one, and the other dice also says one. So you can take a thread.
Or you could spend one and re-roll, or roll a third die.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh, we're gonna take the thread.
She took a thread.
Great. And
I love
roll
it.
credits.
Yeah.
Rather than all of us die right in episode 1.
Oh, we'll get there. But when Jay is here to see what you've done,
Why are we in Babylon?
What have you done?
you just wait till Dad gets home.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to
These are so
Oh boy, I kind of hope he doesn't watch the episode, so you will have to explain what happened in character. You tell him what you did.
Fun fact.
So good.
I will be gone for the next 2 Sundays.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Oh my god.
I'm gonna figure out what happens with that portal.
That's a bummer.
I have ideas.
I hope you're doing something fun.
Huh? Yeah, I'm going to be in Hong Kong.
Cool.
Yeah.
You don't want to remote in?
I wouldn't be able to next Sunday, but I could.
I was just kidding.
I want to now.
I mean, why are you going to open doors just to slam them in people's faces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I joked about it, and then I wasn't allowed to remote in because we don't do that here. It's fine.
You can still be on the Slack channel.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't go in the Slack. Get out of here.
Okay, well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. So if you're watching live, we love having you live and being part of the chat.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
And later recordings. Thank you so much for downloading and listening or watching.
Yep.
Thank you, podcast
Yep.
listeners.
Yes.
Yes. Very much.
The show will pick up next week, and we're gonna go for like 6 more Sundays in a row, something like that. So
Same bad time, same bad
yeah,
channel.
4 to 8 p.m. Pacific, and check happyjacks.org/schedule for all the other stuff. Oh, and my playtest docs went out today. The latest version of the rules.
Watch out.
You put up the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
In a sec.
Yeah, she's gonna in a second. I'm just
It's
I'm
not
just
time
bullshitting.
yet.
Okay.
So the latest version of my playtest docs went out. If you're on the newsletter, it's in your
Yep,
inbox.
it
If
is.
you're not on the newsletter, you can follow the link on my Twitter. Like it'll just take you to the letter, and you can
Nice.
download the thing. So
Download the guys.
Real talk. The Dragon Heist, the Waterdeep Dragon Heist finale is coming
Oh,
up.
yeah.
It's
That
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
I haven't heard of that one. What's happened?
I don't know.
And-
So people came and
Because
killed
you
some
definitely
people.
didn't kill multiple members of the party.
Fuck you, Doug.
Shut
Shut up,
Doug.
Doug.
So good.
So if y'all have been as eagerly anticipating the finale of that series as I have, check it out tomorrow, either live on Twitch or YouTube, and following some X unknown days later on podcast form. Yeah. It is the finale of Waterdeep. There is the epilogue of the Star Trek.
Oh yeah, that's in 2 weeks.
Yes.
In 2 weeks, we've got Wild Wild Talents coming up. Kimmy GM's that. It's amazing. There are horsies. They have great games.
The best horses.
Yep.
Like
So,
horse.
There's also Autumn People.
Autumn People.
Yeah.
all
I need to
Wednesdays.
start that. I've been waiting for some of those to load into the queue. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm the same one.
Tabby is playing with all the splats.
Yeah, it's
All
bonkers.
It's crazy.
All the craziness. So,
but
yeah, check it out.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Cool. Thank you.
Good night.
Have a great day.
If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives, I piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and